I rank where the view is nothing less than phenomenal. For how I express and project from my abdominal. The only view better, both my daddy and my mama know. No living parents, my sons give me balance. My wife is my serenity, this mic is my identity. The world is foul enough, that's why I write without obscenities. Provoking danger with broken language and spoken anguish. Begging to get hurt, why would you ask to go through changes? Yes, Lord, life's a chessboard, master the angles. Control the tempo, be the one who holds the info. Acknowledge is just as deadly as machete swings. When spoken, the truth is as potent as that Medellin. While others swear the style is free, I just let it ring. Our time is undervalued, soldiers make us better kings. My fam's on my shoulder, reaching after better things. Today I take the shot, for them I'd rather set the screen.
My mama told me follow my dreams. My daddy told me get it by any means. Stand tall, make him bow to a king. But I've evolved, you can see the resolve. Look in my eyes when you speaking to God.
Life and for those who we caught up in using what I was taught with the muse. I guess they call it proving I'm more than an artist. Penciling out my darkest while stenciling out a harvest. And storing what gets me from A to B, just like garages. Instrumental with collages. Envision what I've been drawing. Broadway to give you rhythm like the great Lena Horne. So bent on, found comfort in the storm. Find peace and on when you see them others perform. Organized chaos, I'll cast it like hey ya.
Yo, party people in the place to be. Was good. Was good. Welcome to the Knicks Wanna Drive. I'm your man, Uncle Freezy. Rocking the spot. What's good? Welcome to the Knicks Wanna Drive. Man, I got some stuff. So first of all, let me apologize for being late, man. I got a call from my daughter. And when daughters call, you know how, thing that puts everything behind, man, when your baby call. So I apologize for being late a couple of times this morning, man. Y'all pardon that, right? I'm human after all. I'm human. You know what I'm saying? Your daughter called, man, your little heart melt. You know how I go. But while researching today's show, man, and doing the thumbnail, and y'all pardon me again from being giddy, I can't help it. I can't help what I'm about to say. So let me. Oh my goodness. I am looking at data. Right? I'm looking at data. Right? And let me I want to pull up the data that I was looking at before. Okay. So let me first say, before I go through all that stuff, let me acknowledge my people. Dominic, what's good? Miss Geraldine, what's good? How you this morning? Chef NYK is in the building. What's good? Hewlett Samuel. Wayne Peterson is in the spot. What's good? What's good? Marcus is in the building. Drip more. It's good. DSJ is in the spot. Jay Singh, what's good? Andrew College, what's good? What's good? Hewlett Samuels in the building, what's good? Naruto Goku, what's good? Man, I see y'all in here. Ali Wise, what's good? What's good? Lily Phillips. White Falcon is in the spot. Eli M. Brooklyn Buddha, what's good? How y'all this morning, man? Yo, I want to show some stats, man, because I want to make y'all laugh. And I know y'all gonna be like, Uncle Freezy, man, we got a big game tonight, man. I really ain't up for laughing, you know what I'm saying? Because, blase, blase, blah, blase, blah, boom, 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 all these things that happen. And we didn't think was going to happen and blah, blah, blah. Nah, y'all listen. I want to share some stats with y'all early on. It's only 3 games. But I want to share some stats with y'all. Yo, come on, son. What's good? Come on. Hey, and come on, son said, yo, I made it early and I didn't even drink no coffee. What's good? What's good? You know what I'm saying? Yo, so I want to share some stats with y'all, right? I didn't get a chance to do the animations and the transitions or stat calls this morning because again, man, you know, my daughter called me like 10 minutes before, 20 minutes before I came on. So I didn't get a chance to do, you know what I'm saying, what I normally try to do. I try to have it set up so it'll be, you know, picture perfect, like or like it'll look good on your screen or whatever. But I just didn't get a chance to do it. Yo, Soulfinger, what's good? What's good? Some you shouting out Tone Woo? Was Tone Woo in here somewhere? Hey, Garden Knicks podcast, what's good? What's good? So let me say this absurd stat to y'all, and y'all are gonna laugh at me because we're gonna take it out of context first, but then when we put it in context, it'll have a deeper meaning, right? So hear me out on this. So the New York Knicks are ranked 19th in defensive points scored. 19th. And when I heard this, I was like, oh my God, I can't believe we're doing this well. I thought, to be honest with you, I legit thought we had the worst defense in the NBA. Legit. Right? I legit thought that we had the worst defense in the NBA. Right? Because we beat a team, we are this season, we already gave up 134 points to a team in one game. Right? And I know y'all gonna be like, well, that's one game. Yeah, but we've only played 3. So just off that alone, I thought that destroyed all of our defensive stats. You know, when you go into a double overtime game, high scoring game, whatever, any of your defensive metrics, they'll be destroyed because you haven't played enough games in order for you to get a true thing of who you are, right? Right? So right now, I'm on ESPN.com, and ESPN.com has us at 19, right? With 3 games played, and we are giving up 113.3 points per game. That's a lot for a Tom Thibodeau team, right? Right? That's a lot for a Tom Thibodeau team, right? Even in this era. Yo, Hardwell, what's good? Subliminal 209 is in the building. What's good, Sub? Sub is in the building, man. Hey, Sub is a star, bro. Sub is a star in the making, bro. Subliminal 209 is a star in the making. For real, y'all. Subliminal 209. Subliminal 209 can rock the spot, y'all. Hey, Michael Hansen, that's what I was. So Michael Hansen pointed out something to us. So Michael Hansen said that the Celtics game was a double overtime game, actually, where we gave up 130 whatever points. Right? Right? Hey, Tone Woo, you need to keep doing your stuff, bro. We missing you. When you gonna do some new stuff? We need to see some more Garden Knicks podcasts. Yo, Kanye Kid is in the building. What's good? CWC, what's good? Hey, and look, y'all, Subliminal 209, like, yo, I appreciate it. Yeah, you appreciate it now, but we're gonna work you to death, bro. Blorange is gonna work Subliminal 209 to death, bro. Hey, man, Knickerbocker, what's good? Yo, what's good? Yeah, man. So back to the point I wanted to get to, man, is this. So we had the big overtime game against the Celtics where we gave up 137 points per game. I mean, in that game. And the average is not really that far off than where we would normally be. Now, the Utah Jazz have only played 2 games, and they give up 93 and a half. That's not sustainable. Okay. That's not sustainable. And their field goal percentage is 38% from the floor. That is also not sustainable. Right? They only give up 7.5 threes a game. That is also not sustainable. Right? So some of these stats are not sustainable, right? Right? So I'm looking for a number. All right. So here is the true indicator of where we are, right? Right? So I gave you some numbers just to give you a point of reference, right? Right? So here's the thing. Here's the thing that I want y'all to think about. So we're 19th in points allowed, right? But the Knicks are fourth in field goal percentage against. Right? So Knicks fans are like, oh my God, our defense is terrible. Please. Tone Wu. Can I get a cosign on this, Tone Wu? Go on the Knicks podcast. Can I get some help on this Go on the Knicks podcast? Hit me out on Tone Wu. I'm talking specifically to Tone Wu. I don't want nobody else to listen to this. Tone Wu, how was our defense terrible, right? How was our defense terrible when we are forcing teams to shoot 40% from the floor? Jeremy Nussbaum, what's good? Andre Bryant is in the building. What's good? Andre Bryant is hitting it on the head. Andre Bryant. I ain't gonna say AB is a genius, but what I will say though is this statement here is one made with perspective. I ain't ready to Andre Bryant horn. We ain't going to go that far. I ain't going to call him a genius, but this is a smart thought. Andre Bryant says, not enough games played to determine if the Knicks are a good or a bad defense yet. And the key word, well, there are a lot of keywords in this statement, but yet, in my opinion, is the most important. After three games, we're allowing teams, forcing teams to shoot 40% from the floor. 40% from the floor. And cats are like, Kemba Walker's defense is terrible. Is it? Is it terrible? Is it terrible? Is it terrible when the team is, bruh, listen. Y'all listen. Is it terrible when you force teams to shoot 40% from the floor? You take that every day. You take that every day. You take that without the receipt. You don't even want to bag. They're like, can I bag it for you? No, I'm good. You know what I'm saying? We're forcing teams to shoot 40% from the floor. And we complaining about Kemba Walker's defense. Chris B, what's good? Chris B said last game we lost because we didn't move the ball, too much ISO, and we didn't hit open shots. Mitch helps a lot on defense, just didn't have it versus the Magic. Bruh, listen, yeah, that ain't even the tip of the iceberg. Nerlens Noel ain't even back yet. We got another defensive star that's injured. We talk about Kemba. Bro, Can you imagine a rotation of Mitch and Nerlens Noel all season long? Alan Wise says 40% is almost stealing. Yes. What are we talking about? Kemba's defense is terrible. Blase Blind, RJ Barrett defense is overrated. Blase, Evan Fournier, bro, listen. I'm going to tell y'all something, and y'all going to think I'm crazy, but this Thibodeau guy is genius. We don't always understand what he's doing, but when you break down listen, he a defensive-minded head coach that took a bunch of offensive guys this year, and behind the scenes, it's using black magic to get an even better defense than he had last year. How? It's crazy, B. It's crazy. It's crazy. Tibbs, supposedly Reggie Bullock was a defensive guy. And I know that's a narrative that's out there, but for those that look at numbers, statistics, analytics, we know that's a lie. Because RJ Barrett was ranked 5th of all forwards in the NBA in defensive win shares last year, and Reggie Bullock was ranked 18th. 18th. Reggie Bullock got more reps, got more assignments against top-level offensive players, but his result was not a top 5 production on his part. Why do you think they kept Alec Burks over Reggie Bullock, even though they had Evan Fournier coming in? Because Reggie Bullock stuff was, and I'm not knocking Reggie Bullock after the fact. I'm not kicking him on his way out the door. What I'm saying is Reggie Bullock was a bench warmer that got to New York and got the opportunity to start, to play, and Tibbs got everything he could out of him, right? And he put up decent defensive numbers. But Reggie Bullock on a different team will be a different player. Okay? Reggie Bullock on a different team will be a different player because Reggie Bullock's not a starter. Reggie Bullock is not. Okay, so for who we are, a playoff contender, Reggie Bullock is not a starter for a playoff contender. Right? And I don't want to knock Reggie Bullock, but what I want to do is knock this narrative that the defense would not be as good without Reggie Bullock. The defense would not be as good without Elfrid Payton. Oh, I said his name. Why y'all let me say his name? Elfrid Payton was supposed to be the guy who we were not supposed to say his name. He who should not be named. I keep forgetting. That's all over Knicks universe. Like, people don't want to say, they don't want to say Kristaps Porzingis, and they don't want to say Elfrid Payton. My bad. I'm sorry if I messed it up for everybody. But what I will tell you is this, and I'm sorry, I got a lot of energy today, man. I've been I actually wanted yesterday's show to go longer, and I got cut off because I had something to do. And now y'all stuck with me. Now what? I had to wait a whole day with all this energy to get back to y'all. So now what? Now we just gotta rock. That's what it is. Right? So what I'm getting at is this. Right? What I'm getting at is this. Jaylen Brown had a career game against us, and we still only give up 40% from the field from everybody else. DSJ, this is for you. Terrence Ross. Yeah, you know Terrence Ross, the dude that do Terry and Trey. Take note. Terrence Ross, the dude that does Terry and Trey. Take note. He scored 22 points in the fourth quarter against us, and we still only give up 40% from the field. And I'm joking, by the way. With the Terrence Ross thing. Terrence Ross, that's Terry's namesake. They share the same name, so that's our little inside joke for those that didn't know. Johnny Davis was good. Johnny Davis said, we knew about these guys when we got them. Hey, we might even get Mitch, Noel, Sims, McBride, Rose, or Kemba. I'm bugging. G-Man is in the building. G-Man says, yo, what's good, Knicks family? Salute to the chat. Salute to the mods. Salute to my man, my mellow. Get on the mic because you know you eat Jello, Uncle Freezy. What's good? So DSJ is a star singer and part-time comedian. Says, I know Terry Ross. So still Knicks fan says, what's happening to my Knicks family? Shout out to the chat. Shout out to Uncle Free. Shout out to y'all. Shout out to y'all. Y'all ready for this game tonight? Let's go. Andre Bryant says, he who shall not be named didn't even play the first 2 games for the Suns. And all I'm going to say to that is splinters and yo behind. White Falcon says, Freezy, should RJ be SG or Fournier SF? Honestly, bro. Honestly, in today's NBA is not necessarily offense initiated guys. It's more matchup dependent. It's more about who you can defend if you're a wing player. Because both guys are wing players, right? Both guys are wing players, but it depends on who you defend, right? You know, can Evan Fournier defend Kawhi Leonard? No. Can RJ? Maybe. So you take the maybe over the no in that case. So RJ be a small forward, right? Can Evan Fournier guard Bradley Beal? No. Can RJ guard Bradley Beal? Yes. So RJ Barrett to be the shooting guard in that scenario, right? So to me, the 2 or the 3 conversation, you know, it is what it is, right? Because even though, like, I give White Falcon an example, even though Paul George is a shooting guard and Kawhi Leonard is a small forward, I've seen those 2 guys switch. I've seen Kawhi Leonard guard shooting guards with Paul George on the floor. With Paul George on the floor, Kawhi Leonard guarded the other team's shooting guard. Does that make Kawhi Leonard the shooting guard? I've seen Paul George switch onto power forwards. I've seen Paul George guard Carmelo Anthony types. Does that make Paul George a power forward? No. Paul George is still a wing player. You know what I'm saying? If these are just customary titles that we give the guys based on how we always thought about basketball. But a situation with Paul George and Kawhi Leonard, both of them are wing players. Both of them are wing players, man. And so to call one a shooting guard and one a small forward is basically taking the traditional approach to how we label guys on where we think they should be playing. But in offenses now, with these new Euro offenses, these motion offenses, some of these 4-out, 5-out offenses where everybody can dribble, pass, and shoot, you don't have the traditional point guard. You don't have the traditional shooting guard. You don't have the traditional small forward. Most teams are going to run 3 wings, a point man, and a big. Infamous New King, what's good? Good to see you, boss. Sergeant Knicks, a.k.a. G-Man for Life, says, shut the front door. Who let Cornerstone in the building. Where's Cornerstone at? Oh, there you go. There he is. So, Shazam, aka The Flash, aka Star Child, aka Cornerstone Kev is in the building. What's good? So let me get back to this thing. I wanted to go over the stat with you, right? Right. I just wanted to go over this thing with you. So we say the Knicks defense is bad, right? A team went off on us from 3, right? And we still only allow teams to shoot 35% from 3 after 2 teams went off on us, right? Off on us. Now, here is a stat that is concerning, right? I got a stat that's concerning, and I kind of want you guys to think about this as we have our conversations. So for one, the Reggie Bullock was the anchor of our defense thing. Was a dumb narrative. Somebody said it one time and it sounded good, and some people just rolled with it. Nobody looked up the data. Reggie Bullock led the NBA in defensive possessions against number 1 options. That he did do. He did do that. Tibbs put him on the other team's best wing scorer every night. He did do that. In terms of defensive win shares, though, he finished 18th. Every time you hear somebody bring up Reggie Bullock's name, ask them to support their statement with data and see what they say. They're going to make something up. But he was the best wing defender last year. Yeah, they're going to bring up a lot of stuff, but they won't support their argument with data. The ball don't lie. What's good? What's good? What we want to do is, as Knicks fans, and especially this group of Knicks fans, what everybody else does, I can't control it. I really can't control it here because it's like the Jerry Springer show in here sometimes. You know what I'm saying? But I like to let people be themselves. But anyway, what we like to do is I like to think that most of y'all are smart. And the reason why I say that is because over the year, and we've been at it for a year. So say happy anniversary to Blorange Tears because we've been at it for a year. So maybe we'll do a happy anniversary video or something. But I like to consider this crowd the smart crowd, right? What we do is take the data and back it up with conversation. We don't take conversation and pick out certain data points to support the conversation. So we take data and support, or take data and have a conversation about it, and not vice versa. Because when you do vice versa, the conversation can go anywhere, and then all these weird narratives are in the air, and we don't want to do that. I don't want to mislead y'all, and I don't want y'all misleading each other, right? Pierre Moise, what's good? What's good? Here's the thing that I really want to get to with y'all. We are getting killed on the boards. We are getting killed on the boards, right? The only team to give up more rebounds in the NBA is the Minnesota Timberwolves. And this is data from ESPN.com as of, I guess it's up to the moment. Only the Minnesota Timberwolves give up more rebounds than the New York Knicks. Right? Only the Minnesota Timberwolves give up more rebounds than the New York Knicks. Right? Right? So a dude and a dude at work told me a bad joke. And I told him if he keep on, I'm gonna tell y'all and y'all gonna be mad. He was like, I don't care if these are Hawks fans now. They're like 4 Hawks fans. Or 3 Hawks fans. One dude is just like, you know how like one dude just be hanging out because it's fun? He ain't really got no dog in the fight. He just hanging. You know what I'm saying? Just chilling. So anyway, the dude says, hey, how's R. Barrett doing? And I was like, R. Barrett? He's like, yeah, R. Barrett. And they started laughing. Ha, 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 ha. I'm like, R. Barrett? You talking about RJ? No, we call him R. Barrett because he don't have a J. Ha! So I thought I'd tell y'all that. And the moral of the story is don't work with jerks. Don't work with jerks, R. Barrett. That's not even funny. That's not even funny. You know what I'm saying? That's not even funny, R. Barrett. That's not even funny. But I told him I'll tell y'all anyway. Still, Knicks fan says, that's one trade-off with shooting a lot of threes. Guys are not down low getting boards. Right. But you know what should be happening? And this is my knock on Derrick Rose. Derrick Rose will not box out. You remember the Lakers game last year? What brought it to my attention is the Lakers game last year, right? When we forced a dude to take a bad shot, he bricked it. Derrick Rose was looking at the ball, not boxing out Wesley Matthews, and Wesley Matthews got a tip in at the buzzer off an offensive rebound. Derrick Rose was right there and didn't put a body on him. All Derrick Rose had to do was put his arms out, and the Knicks would have won the game in regulation. Instead, we lost in overtime. Right? Frustrating. So the Knicks give up, right now, the Knicks are giving up 53 rebounds a game to opponents. And conversely, we are, where are we? Let me see. Conversely, we are gathering 48 rebounds. So we have a -5 rebound margin. So we have a -5 rebounding margin, right? Something has to be addressed here. We have to start putting bodies on people. We have to start ending possessions. Because rebounding is not just about getting the ball so you can attack an offense. It's about ending possessions. Because if you get the ball away from the offense, now they got to go play D. Right? Now they have to play D. Right? It's one of those things you have to take these things into account. You know, what's really going on out here? You know what I'm saying? All right, so I was looking for another stat, and this thing got wacky. I don't want it to get wacky. Let me try it one more time. Okay, so yeah, so it's not doing right. Let me go back. Let me go over to this tab. And this tab is doing the same thing. There is something else I wanted to. What I wanted to get is the points per game tab. That's what I wanted to get to. So I'm going to search points per game, and it's going to make you laugh. Come on, ESPN. I'm using you as a reference right now. So let me go here to. I had to close it out, and then go to stats. Okay. We're gonna go to teams. Okay. So here is another funny stat. The New York Knicks are third in the NBA in scoring. What? Yes. Your New York Knicks are a top 3 offense right now. Your New York Knicks are a top 3 offense at the moment. And I know what y'all want to say. Oh man, Uncle Freezy, it's early. We went to overtime. We played Orlando. A bunch of different things. Got a lot of excuses. At some point, we have to start giving ourselves credit for stuff. Right? At some point, we're going to have to start giving ourselves credit for stuff. Right? So I want to do 2 more stats, and then I'm going to put the link in the chat so we can all talk about the Philly game, right? Because I want to talk about Philly. Philly deserves a conversation. Philly deserves a conversation, right? So right now, the New York Knicks are shooting 45% from the floor, right? 45% from the floor, right? And at the moment, we're shooting 36% from 3, right? Those numbers aren't going to wow you, right? But here is a number that'll wow you. The Knicks are 29th in free throw percentage. So the Knicks are 29th in free throw percentage. Right? So I wanted to throw those numbers out there. Now I'm going to throw the link in the chat. I'm going to throw the link in the chat for the usual suspects to do their thing. Hartwell says, big game tonight. Hey, and the funny thing is, I think the Knicks are big game hunting. I think the Knicks are big game hunting. Big game hunting. Right? Yo, Soulfinger. What's good?
What's going down? What's going down? Salute, salute, salute. Hey, everybody in Knicks Nation, let's get it. Game day today. If you hadn't hit the like button, hit that joker. Let's get it up. Let's get it up. Let's get it up. And then let's talk about these 76ers. We long overdue to get a W. Hang an L on their neck. Long overdue, man.
Long overdue. Yeah, man. I ain't even gonna hold you, bro. This thing with the Sixers is out of hand. We got to give it handles.
Man, look, I'm tired. Hey, what you said? I'm tired, boss. I'm tired.
Tired, boss. Yes. We are tired. Like that song from that lady Ola May. Mocha. That's her name, Ola May. Her name Ola May. What's her name? The lady that sing that song, Broken Down and Tired. Oh, Andre Day. Yeah, like that song from Andre Day. Yeah. We Broken Down and Tired.
Yeah, man, it's ridiculous, man. And last season, not to derail anything, last season we had them where we wanted. But I'm this just me, maybe I was in my feelings watching a couple of them games. Because some of them calls, man, they were giving. I'm like, bro, come on. We go down and you brush your cat, you sending them to the line. We come down there and you hitting us with the Black Dynamite karate chop.
Right.
I'm like,
Yeah.
bruh, come on, man. It's just really one sided and everything. It's whatever. And they got the superstars. All right, man. Look, you a high draft pick, whatever.
Right.
And
What's good, Knicks fam?
Hey, what's up, man? Is that a Knicks shirt?
It's a Capitals shirt.
Oh man.
Yeah, for the hockey team. But my Wizards suffered a tough loss to the Nets last night. So, dang.
Hey, my bad, Soulfinger. Soulfinger was my bad, Soulfinger.
yeah, no, just saying, it was just rough. That was rough, man. And we got to put a hanging L on these cats' neck, especially now. Their mental is all jacked up with the drama they got going, and then we came off of that. We coming off this that embarrassing L we took because we fell asleep at the wheel. So I think it's got to be the day right there, there today. It's got to be the day.
Yeah,
man. I would like to see the Knicks when I don't care if it's a blowout.
What's up, G-Man?
What's good, fellas?
G-Man, you fool. G-Man, I went out and bought a green screen because I saw you had one. I went out and bought. Man, this thing a pain in the rump, bro.
You got to figure it out, bro. I mean, like right now, you're looking at the green screen instead of what the green screen is supposed to be showing you, right? You see it blowing in the breeze right now, right?
Yeah.
That's not what you're supposed to be looking at. So
I know.
I'm having some technical difficulties myself this morning. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
It's all good though. Trouble is in the building, boy.
Top of the morning to the family.
Yeah.
Hey, man,
what's up? Good morning, everybody. Soulfinger,
yes,
how
good
are
morning,
you guys? How's everybody?
Salute to the
Yeah.
What's going down?
Yes. Yeah, I'm more excited than I am. If I had a 6'9" wing that defended like crazy, we'd be in a better situation as a team.
Hey, so we putting that top premium in, right? So we stopping at Chevron, right? We stopping at Chevron, get that tech run put up in there.
Exactly.
So, Soulfinger, I'm just happy you've been with me from day one, because when we 20 games in and the Knicks is looking all over for a 6'9" wing, and you had to see what Kelly Oubre did with, I don't know if I said this to here or somewhere else, but Kelly Oubre went into Brooklyn and gave them some proud, showed that wings matter. Wings matter.
Yes.
Exactly.
He's gonna give me a T-shirt.
Matter.
No. Wings. Wing
Oh
players.
yeah, wings.
Wing players. Wing players matter. Them young boys turned downfield at us when Mitch wasn't on the court. And if you think this isn't a copy, top of the morning to everybody. Top of the morning to everybody. Season's underway. Listen, I'm gonna be quick. Let me shut up. I'm gonna say this one thing and shut up, Freeze. Them young boys turned the corner and looked at the New York Knicks and said, "I'm going all the way to the rim. Let's see what happens." And they just kept doing it well. Stop.
Doing it to it.
So G.I., you stole my thunder, bro. I had that segment tucked away. So I was gonna get to that in like hour 2.
So
I want to get to that in hour 2.
I gotta leave at 10:45. I gotta make a business call, but we got and good luck to everybody, man. Another storm coming through. New Jersey houses aren't built for storms.
Yeah, man.
Tab, I'm worried about you in Plainfield, low end.
Yes, sir.
I got some areas.
I'm actually here in Roseland.
Oh, you go right by me. That's crazy. You got a nice little commute from Plainfield to Roseland every day. That's serious.
You know what Short Hills Mall is, right?
No, I know Roseland. I used to work at them. In fact, there's a company called Mac and Cali. They call Mac Cali now.
Yes.
I did the joint venture. I worked for the CPA firm that made Mac and Cali one. So I know all of the property up in Roseland.
Yeah, so I had to take a detour because it was all flooded around that area. So I'm lucky I'm here. You know what I'm saying?
It's always good to see you, Cornerstone.
He got a helicopter. He will fly you out of there. Y'all will be in Florida in no time.
DSJ, you are no good.
Hey, G-Man. Hey, so G-Man, true story. G-Man can co-sign this. G-Man will. G-Man is a man of integrity. He won't lie for anybody, right? But Cornerstone Kev said, Uncle Freezy, the bill for breakfast came back and it was $557. And good thing I had it in my pocket because I didn't want to put that mess on my card. And I was like, bro, that's more than I'm making a week. Are you serious? He's like, yo, the breakfast bill came back. I had no idea mimosas were that expensive.
Shoot. And boys and girls, what he's talking about is
dude spent $557 on breakfast.
He is talking about my repairs for my Jeep, which was my alternator and my my batteries. So
whatever. Don't Paul mouth us in, bro. We want to talk Knicks. We don't want to hear you Paul mouth in, bro. So G.I., you got a nice setup there, bro. I see that Knicks.
Yeah, professional looking. Yeah. Nice camera, nice microphone.
Yeah, I gotta bring my backdrop a little closer. But yeah, man, they said it's the season's here, man. They said we're doing big things on the network. You know what I mean? They said if you're gonna turn your camera on, you want to look professional. So here I am.
Well, anything is better than that Sully's backdrop. You know who Sully is, right? That's the big monster from Monsters Inc. And that's what G-Man is right there.
Yeah, listen, I have told y'all I am from the species they call cancer. And the zodiac sign Cancer. So I'm told I am extremely petty. There was nothing worse than Charlie Ward's cousin backdrop, which was him cleaning about 7 or 8 commodes at the same time. That was the lowest moment on the network. Good morning.
Will,
what's good?
Will. Will look like he on the Brooklyn Bridge or in front of MSG.
What's popping, bro?
The bridge is over. The bridge is over. You know what I'm saying?
Y'all doing another episode tonight, right?
Gia, you a Cancer, bro?
Why you think I'm so petty? It's emotional.
So you know, I knew it was the reason we got along. You know what I'm saying? Fellow Cancer. So before I get into what's important, right? So one thing that I would not allow to happen and go unanswered. You will not come up here and sully my name. We're not having that today, right? So number one, first of all, Kev has been downgraded to a cubicle. Let's acknowledge that. Remember back in the day, he had his own space with the logo up on the wall and whatnot, where he was driving decisions. He was a part of the decision making team. So where we at now? This is an episode of the Uncle that we're looking at right now.
Hey, did he ever read stapler? I don't know why.
What are you doing? Kev, you're hustling backwards, bro. Call me. I got some tips for you. So I'm gonna get you out of that
everybody knows my office is being worked on, so that's why I'm up here in Roseland. All right?
Hey, Kev, you have a red stapler?
Yes.
From Office Space.
Hey, Soul Finger, man.
Hey, Kev, they took the keys to the executive bathroom too, didn't they?
Hey, Soul Finger, hold on. Hey, Soul Finger, don't fall into his trap, man.
I'm just
asking.
He's
right, yeah.
If I see a cat come up to you saying, Kev, yeah.
Man.
Fuck you, trying to get cable to watch the Knicks.
So what you should not do, Kev, is when you're walking down the street to get to the block to the bus station, right? And you got to pass that house with that mean dog in the fence.
You mean dog there, right?
I'm the mean dog. I'm the mean dog, and you pass by every morning, right? And you take a stick and you start poking the dog behind the fence. Eventually, what's gonna happen? That dog gonna see you coming down the street. He's gonna jump that fence, and guess what? It's off to the races. And I guarantee you, every day, all day,
I am going to shave that Brillo pad off your face.
Okay. Hey, so I got a thing that I want to talk to y'all about, right? So
he started.
So it was posted in the chat that the Knicks are 2-17 versus the Philadelphia 76ers the last 5 seasons.
Yeah.
2-17 the last 5 seasons.
That don't make no sense, man. That's way too long, man.
Yep.
So Knicks need a big dub tonight. They need a big dub over the Sixers, I would say.
Oh, for sure. So
what I'm
gonna say to this, right, is the Knicks can't get even. The Knicks won't be able to get even in one night, right? But what we can do is go out and play hard and maintain home court, right?
I agree.
If we lose to Philly in Philly, that's respectable, right? But what we can do is try to use home court advantage and try to be respectable and beat the Sixers on our court. Now, what I would point out to keys to victory tonight is two things I alluded to before we all came into the chat. Thing number one is out rebound the Philadelphia 76ers. We have to do that. We got to do that. And thing number two is against a team like Philadelphia, you can't give away possessions or points. So when you go to the free throw line, you have to hit at a higher clip than 65%. And I don't mean 66% or 67%. What I mean is the Knicks have to shoot something like 80% from the free throw line or higher. You would hope it'd be higher. But the Knicks have the great equalizer against teams that have superstars,
like the Sixers,
like the Sixers. And so our great equalizer is the 3-point shot.
Exactly.
So we don't have a Ben Simmons or Joel Embiid. We barely have a Tobias Harris, to be honest with you, right? But what we do have is guys that can knock down the three at a high clip.
Yeah.
So if we take that approach, you don't have to shoot 50 threes. Man, you don't even have to shoot 40 threes, right? But if we shoot the three at about a 40, 41, 42% clip, no matter how many superstars the team on the other side has, if we knock down 23 pointers, say we go 20 for 50 from three, right? And I know I just said not 50, but y'all get what I'm saying. I just did that for easy math.
Yeah.
So you know it's 40%. So what if we do 20 for 50 from the 3-point line and out rebound the Sixers? Then now we have a fighting chance. DSJ, what you think?
I agree. I mean, I think the basis is as long as we can shoot a high percentage, get more efficiency going on, puts us in a better position to win all the time. You know what I mean?
Right. G-Man, how you doing, man?
I'm concerned, Freezy. And I'm going to tell you why I'm concerned, right?
I'd be concerned, too, if I'm looking like that.
Exactly.
I am not going to fall for the trap.
Hey, son.
So what I'm going to do.
Hey, son.
Go ahead, DSJ.
Hey, remember, Stephen A. Smith did get Max Kellerman kicked off of his show.
Wow.
True. So what I would say is this: all kidding aside, right? I'm concerned because Knicks fans, what we tend to do is we have a different view of what our season potentially could be versus what the actual reality of what's going on in this early season that we have. We're only 3 games in right now. So when we were shooting at a high clip from the 3 for the first and the second games, we were the next best thing that's going. So once you have, and it's always going to come, and it's going to come at the most inopportune time. So when you have that game that you go 3 for 17 from 3, when you go 2 for 19 from 3, when you go 5 for 23 from 3, I mean, you're playing from behind from the giddy up, but in your mind, shooters are taught keep shooting. Eventually, your shot's gonna fall, right? So that is the outlook that we're looking at. I believe that in order for you to be able to get your three-point shots off, and in order for you to be comfortable in that aspect, you still have to play fundamental basketball, right? Fundamental basketball means you don't turn the ball over. Fundamental basketball means when I send you to the free throw line, you make these free throws. Fundamental basketball means that my ego is not so big that I feel like that one man, me, G-Man for life, can go up against 5 other dudes on one team and score every time I come down the court and not get the rest of my teammates involved.
Right.
So that's my concern right now. I believe that, and I have to believe in my heart of hearts, that the coaching staff has analyzed that game that we played against Orlando. We won't make the same mistakes against a Philadelphia team, but the driving force behind this is going to be if those three-point shots are falling or not, or how soon they fall, or who's the hot hand, and being able to feed the hot hand. I digress.
Let me ask you a question. G-Man. Well, two things. Number one, do you think it's imperative that they get off RJ in the beginning to start off? The reason why I say that is because he's been interviewing and they've been asking him why is he getting off to slow starts, and he's given a reason. He said, yeah, it's it's been happening and everything, but I think a lot of it has to do with them not finding him at times.
So to respond to that, yeah, I believe this. I really don't care what the media asks and what RJ's response is. What I care about is what happens when they step on the court.
Charlie Ward, cousin, can you go on mute for a sec while you're not talking, because we hear the wind in the background, please?
So I would say this. I would say that at some point, when this is one thing that I believe Tom Thibodeau does not do. He does not orchestrate a scheme based on media responses. So if that were the case, then his scheme would be tonight's game is going to be all about Mr. RJ Barrett. Nothing else. I'm going to make sure RJ gets his shots off. I'm going to make sure I get him in a position to where he's affluent and being able to do all these great things. That's not how we play basketball. What we do is we go in and I say, you got 5 guys out there on the court, right? Based on who your projected 5 starters are, I have to put 5 gentlemen out there on the court that are best suited to counter what you're going to do and allowing us to score more points at the end of the day. And at some point, we may get a couple rebounds. We may get a couple defensive stops, but I have to put the best team on the court to counter what you have on the court. That's warfare 1-on-1, right? I analyze what you got going on, and I see what you got. So, RJ is going to be RJ when it's time for RJ to be RJ. That's how this happens. There is no formula to say that if you do X and Y, it's going to make Z player better. That's ludicrous to me. It just doesn't happen that way. But at the end of the day, again, these guys are in the gym. They watched this Philly team based on what we got this year. And this is another thing, real quick, and I'm going to get off my soapbox in about 30 seconds or less, right? Real quick. So what we equate success to is a Philadelphia team from last year versus what a Philadelphia team is this year. We equate the success that the Knicks had last year based on versus what we're looking at this year. Different rosters all the way around, different set of circumstances all the way around. The Knicks are 3 games into the season right now. We are 2-1. Now, you will have some people will come and tell you, I want to upset the apple cart and go out and get X, Y, and Z. Got it. That's how you feel, right? That's how you feel. I ain't got nothing to do with that. But I would tell you this. I am of the belief that we are foundationally sound in what we're doing as an organization. Facts. And I believe tonight we will up the record between the Knicks and Philly. And I believe we come out with a dub tonight for sure.
It just would have been easier if we would have won that last game, man, because we would have been going in feeling, feeling good about ourselves. Now it's like, you could say it's an imperative game because now it's a test. He's one of the guys that has swept us last year and has swept us, for a while. So we got to win this one.
So I don't put a lot of credence in that, Kev, and this is why. This is a whole new season. Right now, the Knicks are 2-1. Philly's 2-1. We tied for the bottom of the Atlantic Division right now. We are tied at the bottom. So what this game means for me, if we win, we are game up on Philly. That's all this game means to me. All the rest of that narrative and all that rest of that, I don't care nothing about that because the things that we talk about from the past are not relevant in the future.
Yeah, it's not narrative. What I'm saying is they might have it. The guys that are here, like your RJs, your Randalls, your who else? Your Mitches. They have in their mind saying, "Dad, we haven't beaten these guys yet. So it's probably in their mind that, are we ever going to beat these guys? They might question that.
I don't.
Listen, Soulfinger, Charlie Ward Cousin, Delano, you guys better eat. I'm chilling, all right. But they have a show called The Pod Couple. And when I've been watching the last
want to
couple
interrupt
days,
nobody.
these two going back and forth.
I'm just chilling, let everybody go.
But you
So
have
this
to
ain't the Pod
respect the
Couple?
fact. No, this not the Pod Couple. So if they
Oh,
start
man.
going back and
Morning
forth,
drive.
yeah, you got
Morning
to
drive.
understand that they have a chance to do this. They have a whole hour and a half unadulterated to do this. Y'all better get involved in the game if y'all want to do it.
What's good, channel?
All right, can I go?
I feel you. The only thing I was doing just sitting there taking it all in. But I'll shoot this out here like this because I got in earlier. Look, when Unc brought in those first stats, and when I first got on, one of the first things that really concerned me was free throws, man. And I've been saying that since the start of the season. I said that in preseason. Free throws have me. I'm concerned about that. That's one thing I'm concerned about. We haven't been hitting. Like I said, we hitting free throws like you can't hit an elephant in the backside with an ironing board, bro. It's not happening. It just ain't. It's just not coming down like it should. The other thing is the threes and the rebounds. Rebounds are really another concern. There's another bigger concern because Cole Anthony had 16, and that comes from long rebounds because you're shooting threes and hustle and effort. Now that game, we were looking for. I was upset about the last game. Because I believe nobody wants to see us lose, but everybody was pretty much expecting us to take more folk were expecting us to take a L after the Boston game, but we came out there and stumped the mud hole and those cats stumped it dry. But then come home and lay a clunker and then I can't remember, somebody went nut out there. Well, RJ didn't even score the last game, did he?
No, he scored.
He scored. There's somebody else that was supposed to. We were looking for to score. He went nut. He didn't give us.
Was that IQ maybe? IQ?
Yeah, IQ. Yeah, IQ went nut. He ain't nothing at all. So those things there, and they were out there with tired legs. And if you play the game, somebody shooting and coming up short, no legs, man. However, but with regard to Philly, look, they just got to come out there and handle it. I don't think they're looking at, we never beat these guys. They look at, we're gonna beat these guys, these cats. Because this is a personal thing now, man. It's pride and everything else. And it goes down to what was brought up by G-Man, fundamental basketball. Not only fundamental basketball is hustle. Who wants it more? Because I'm telling you now, you're not going to kick in my front door, walk in my house, go to my refrigerator, eat my last piece of fried chicken, drink the Kool-Aid, leave a little swallow in a container and put it back in there, sit on my couch, switch the TV with a hole in your sock, eating my Cheetos and drinking a Slurpee. Ask me what's next. No, bro, that's what's been going on. I'm just saying. That's what I'm looking at.
So they drink your Kool-Aid and the Slurpee.
Yeah, I could do that in Sarge's house. That I could do.
So,
let me ask Hardwell something though. Let me ask Hardwell something. Hey, Hardwell, can you hear me, man?
Yeah, what's good, Uncle Freeze?
Hey, man, I got this question I've been wanting to ask. I've been wanting to ask G-Man, but Cornerstone Kev loved G-Man so much he won't let us interfere in that relationship. So you know what I'm saying? So
yeah, and they got a show in a room for that.
Yeah, they and a room, dog. And a room.
See, I'm a guest, so I just wait my turn. I like to listen to everybody, and I heard a lot of stuff. But go ahead, what you want to ask?
It's time for you to eat, Hardwell. Eat.
You ain't no guest, dog. Stop playing that. But here's the thing. So here's the thing. How do we, as a Knicks front court, combat the size of the 76ers who are going to trot out Andre Drummond and Joel Embiid? How do we fix the out rebounding situation against Philly, knowing they have two great rebounders?
Put Jerko Sims in there.
Hold on, CWC. Hold on. Let me get Hardwell. And I'll come to you. Trust me, I will. I just want to hear Hardwell thing on it.
That's a good question. I don't think, well, somebody just mentioned how many rebounds Cole Anthony had, which is a good point. And I think if you box out and go for the ball, he was hungry for the ball. And what I was going to say when I got my chance to speak before your question was that I think we have a good shot in general if we just focus on team basketball. Some people were saying that it's no remedy, it's nothing we could do. I don't agree with that. It is something we can do. Randall got to stop holding the ball so long. and every player got to move the ball like we get along, like they claim to get along with each other. Now, being that there's some new pieces in there, maybe that can be the problem, and we got to give us time to grow with new chemistry. Even though Fournier looked good, I think Tibbs is part of the problem because he's stuck in his ways with how he coaches, and he has too many options right now. In reference to your question, not DSJ, Charlie Ward cousin made a good point about giving Sims some minutes if they decide to go big on us. But most of the time, if you're a coach and somebody's going big, you go the opposite direction and try to beat them with speed.
Right.
So that may be a good way, with the Obi, being that Obi's running the floor the way he is. And Mitch is playing great to be just back. I just want to say that, I think we need to start a pay Mitch campaign. That's the next thing I'm about to do. Because without Mitch, we would be really suspect. That's just my opinion on it. But so the main point is I like the Knicks as a team-orientated game, play team ball. Don't nobody hold the ball. Julius Randle let the ball stick last game. The 2 games before that, he made perfect reads and he moved the ball well. But as Knicks fans, like I said last night, we have a problem mentally because we looking at 3 games and we judging it wrong. And before the season started, a lot of people saying, "Oh, we're gonna go 4-0, we're gonna go 5-0," and I'm sitting here saying, "Nah, as a Knicks team, we tend to play down." I said that. We play somebody that we think is an easy task, and they come out with hustle, and they beat us. And if we a team that wins off hustle and grit, how are we gonna let another team come and beat us at the way we supposed to be winning? And that's our problem, Uncle.
Right. So it's not just playing hard, right? It's imposing our will. That's what we like to do on teams.
Facts.
We want you to get in a fist fight with us for 48 minutes. Because teams can fist fight with us for 25 minutes, for 30 minutes. Boston fist fought with us for 52 minutes. You know what I'm saying? But the game was 53 minutes long.
Right.
But you know why, Uncle Freeze? Let me tell you why. It's like if you in a fight and you got the dude beat and you let him up. That's what we do as Knicks.
Exactly.
We won the fight already, and we're gonna let a dude trip us and then beat us. Come on, man. That's not how we supposed to fight.
Hard Will. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. What we just did was we had them down, and what we did was let me help you up off your knee, bro. Let me help you up off your knee.
Yeah,
that's what we did. We
and
when you talking to somebody, you don't let them breathe.
Yeah, we weren't like Charles Oakley, pushing our guys away, being like, "Don't let them stay on the floor. Let them stay on the floor." We weren't like Charles Oakley.
But you know what though, and here's the thing. Y'all wishy-washy Knicks fans, and now I'm talking to everybody in the video chat and the virtual chat. Because when Tibbs was saying, when Tibbs was up by 30 and still playing the starters in the preseason, y'all was like, "I want to see the kids," and Tibbs was like, "No, we gonna choke these out." You know what I'm saying? We gonna put our foot on their throat, and y'all was like, "I want to see Miles McBride." You know what I'm saying? Nah, Tibbs was like, "I'm trying to teach y'all how to not take these situations for granted." When we was up, no lie, we was up by 25 with like 4 minutes left to go in the game. And I don't know if it was, I can't remember the person that was in the video chat with me, right? But they were like, "Why Tibbs still got the starters in?" And I'm like, "Yo, Tibbs is trying to teach this team how to choke teams out." Like the boa constrictor doesn't reverse course after he started to strangle, bro.
Okay.
So
that's all good. Wait, that's all good, Freeze, and I agree with what you're saying. But the problem that we're all having is that if we're supposed to be such a deep team, you got to use your resources. And for that game last night, on Sunday, he didn't use all his resources.
No,
he
didn't.
That's all we're upset at.
I say he fell asleep at the wheel, bro.
He didn't use all his resources.
He get in his old ways. He's stubborn. He get in his old ways.
He was.
If you got Grimes out there that could play defense and that could shoot, use him.
Yeah.
Why he on
That's
the bench
not the
for?
time to
I
put.
would have put Grimes.
We were
rookies though.
I
we
would
were
have put
looking
Grimes
sloppy on
to
defense.
guard Anthony. I would have put Grimes in the guard Anthony
earlier.
He would have wore him down.
Earlier, not later.
Early, yeah. But Tibbs fell asleep at the wheel. You coer tell he didn't even put Fournier back in at the right time.
Yeah, he gonna play Fournier and 50 seconds left.
He made a big
Are you
mistake.
serious, dude? Are you serious?
So, but the thing is, though, CWC, and I want to hear your take too, man. But listen, the thing with Tibbs is he's trying to teach this team how to play all 4 quarters, all 48 minutes. And dudes don't be. You see, what we're looking at is why he put Fournier back in. But how about when he take Fournier and take Fournier out and look Fournier in the eye and he don't have a fight in him? Am I gonna put him back in? No. You know what I'm saying?
Let me tell you something. When you play on the New York Knicks team, when you play in the Garden, you better have fight with you, or you don't belong in New York.
Well, you gotta tell Fournier that. You can't tell Tibbs that because you ain't never seen Tibbs show up anywhere without the fight in his eyes. You ain't never. When you ever seen Tibbs back down on anything?
Yeah, I understand your point, but he had to trust people too, man. He had to trust his rookie.
Exactly.
And make it
That's
so
not the
bad.
time
They
to
had
put. That's
they
not
had
the
to
time to
stop
put
shooting.
rookies in the game. You don't put them
They
in
had
their
to stop
clutch time.
shooting all those 3-pointers and take it to the hole and crash the board. When somebody shoot, crash the boards. I want everybody to crash the boards. We can't let another point guard have 16 rebounds. What?
Right.
Are you serious?
Can we just put a body on
DSJ, what did you say now? Wait. Let me hear DSJ because DSJ.
Kev. You gotta
well,
let
I'm just saying.
Kev. Let CWC finish, bro.
I thought he was finished.
CWC
No,
was
you were interrupting me, man.
Oh, my fault, CWC. Go ahead, bro. Go ahead. I'm gonna shut it up. Here you go.
Yeah, man. They had to stop shooting all them 3-pointers, man. Take it to the hole, man. That's how Anthony got all them rebounds. Because we were missing them, and they was like breaking them. And that's how Anthony was getting them rebounds, man. Take it to the hole, man. Everybody should be crashing the boards when somebody shoot the ball. Okay. And box out, man. And Kemba and Derrick Rose play defense. If you're not going to play defense, Grimes and McBride will come in to show you how to play defense.
Yeah, if Tibbs says so.
Yo, Freezy, I want to say one thing in reference to what you said, why he was playing the players like that. It was because we need more chemistry together. He's seen that, they not really gelling well yet, and maybe in practice, I think, too. Because I felt like in preseason, why the other guys wasn't getting more minutes like it normally preseason goes. But a lot of teams kind of went with their main players when I seen how a lot of other teams rolled out as well. But we definitely need the chemistry. For Tibbs to not know who he wanted to play, and now he don't know how to shuffle the lineup, that proves it right there.
That's a problem.
That's a problem. He never had this many options, but I would have put McBride or Grimes in to guard Anthony to slow him down, and you got Mitch as the anchor to stop it if he get by. That would have been better.
Okay, so let me ask you this. Right? So and this is the what I always ask, and I want people to assume that I'm going to ask this going forward. When you take one guy out of the lineup, who do you replace him with? Like for instance, if you insert Quentin Grimes in the lineup, who do you take out? RJ Barrett or Evan Fournier?
Whoever's not doing their job.
That day, that night. I think we got so much talent that it has to be who's on that night.
Situational.
Yeah.
Right. It's who's on that night. Because if we deep like we say we are, then he has to know, who's gonna step up that night. Go ahead, my bad, Kev. Go ahead, Kev.
No, not at all. I was just answering Uncle Free's question. You asked who we're gonna put out. At that moment, when Ross was cooking us, I'd have put Grimes in there. Because wait.
Who do you take out though?
I just said, Barrett. I would have taken out Barrett because it was obvious that Barrett couldn't guard him at that moment.
So
you got to try something. You got to try something.
So can I eat?
First of all, Kemba out. If Kemba,
first of all, yeah. First of all, y'all have a coach that you watched all last season be successful, and one of the things that he was that attributed to his success is that he never panicked. He never panicked. We had a 12 great game winning streak last. We weren't great all season. There was times that we looked the way we looked last night, or what was it? Sunday, last night.
Sunday.
No, yesterday was Monday, Sunday. And I think we're gonna have a tough go at it tonight. Here's the facts of the matter. Tibbs is not gonna he's not gonna go to the bench for a rookie to be his stopper. If these guys he's paying all this money to be his guys cannot stop, then it's going to be a long season. There's no other doubts about
it. That's the problem.
We traded.
I didn't interrupt. I didn't
let Bullock go.
And that is absolutely true. But give me a chance, fellas, because I've really been quiet I watched the time. I've really been quiet for over
I want to go after you.
15, 17 minutes. But we're not gonna panic. The fact of the matter is at point guard, Kemba is not what we thought we were getting. At some point, once we start to realize that and realize he's depleted, he cannot explode to the hole. But what he can do is pull up he can pull up and get his jump shot kind of at will, and that's going to be important if he's hitting it. But he won't be able to break the defense down. So that means Randall's going to have the ball in his hands a lot. And I hear you guys. You seem to be moaning about it, but you need to get ready for it. And you need to think about, I'm going to leave with this. You need to think about the time you've been on the basketball court and you know you've been the best player on both ends of the floor. Think about a time you've been on the basketball court and you know you're the best. Of the 10 guys on the floor, you know you're the best. What you did was dominate the ball because you know you could. And yes, you got double team. Hopefully it works out. But as long as Kemba can't pull that ball out of Randall's hand, and we have the same team as last year. And that's why Tibbs let them play together a lot. Hopefully some chemistry from that would have led to the win. But we were hurting with the fact that we let those guys turn the corner whatever they wanted to and attack our rim. And I would expect to see a lot more of that this season.
Hey, G, real quick, do you think it's more beneficial with the fact do you think it's more beneficial right now the way Kemba's shooting, because he's shooting a little bit more efficiently from the three? You think it's more prevalent for Randall to still control the offense as long as he gets Kemba involved a little bit more?
No, I don't understand why you would have Kemba Walker to play off of Randall, and he's not doing enough to get the ball out of Randall. This might be this. Listen, I don't want to be negative, but this could be a disaster.
No, that's true. He's right. You know why? Because we brought in Kemba to dribble the ball, to help with the ball load, and we don't see that going on. He's 100% right. We got a big problem. That's why I said I would have put.
Then maybe Kemba should be like, tell Randall to give me the ball.
Nah, it's not that.
Are you watching the game? Are you no? Are you watching the game? Kemba gets the ball and looks to Randall and gives it to him. It's not Randall's not calling for it. He gives it
but maybe that's what Kemba's just there for.
Either it's too much respect there, or I don't know if Tibbs is telling him let the offense run through Randall. He's probably
Evergreen is here.
He's probably
go get the guy from the Pacers. Go get Bargain.
Wait a minute, man. Let my man finish.
Let homie finish.
Y'all talking over hard will, man. Stop being so rude. What's wrong with y'all this morning?
I was just trying to answer to what he was saying. I agree with what my guy was just saying. He's 100% right about Kemba and the Randall situation. I don't like it neither because it looks like the same thing we was doing, and I felt like we should be doing something different with a point guard there. And Kemba has more to bring, even though he's a little slower. Now, as far as with Julius Randle being the best player, that's not going to be enough to get us much further than where we were. The way he plays, because he only did that for 1 year. First All-Star, most improved player. You know, we got to wake up and realize too that some people think he could bring us to the promised land. I don't think that. I don't think that's a fact. So it's like, if he can have another player better than him and he can take that role, then that would be the role I think he would be great at. We need somebody explosive when they get the ball already, like better than Kemba. That's why you get people get intrigued when they talk about playing him Guards, real guards. We thought we was gonna get that with Kemba. He's right, and that's really all I want to say. I agree with him. But Julius Randle part, he could be the best on his team, but if he ain't the best on the court against the Orlando Magic, regardless what they do, then what are we talking about here? Then
Right.
that's gonna happen even more and more.
I
He shot
wasn't. I
too
just want
many
to make
threes.
sure, Will, you didn't think I was giving it a pass. I'm not giving it a pass. We're still a player away that can let Randall play off the ball from being a really good team. We're coming.
Fact.
We're really all the same team with some better shooting. Okay, Fournier does, and you can't say Reggie Fournier shoots the three better than Reggie Bullock. He just does so much more offensively that it looks prettier, and I think it helps the game go easier. But I just don't think that I think we're worse defensively. I'm not sure where we are as a franchise. It's gonna take about 20 games to figure it out.
That's a
We'll
fact. I
figure that
agree
out,
with you.
though.
The
We'll
only
figure
thing
that
I
out.
don't agree with is with the Fournier thing, because when he came in the Garden, look what he did. I think he broke a record.
Yes.
And
Yes.
for him to do that fast, that just shows me what he's going to do soon. And that's just another good point that we can make. Tibbs dropped the ball by not having him on the court against his old team.
Right.
That does not make sense. As a coach, Tibbs fell asleep. When you find 4 or 5 different reasons that you could blame Tibbs for, then Tibbs has to take more of the blame. The players only follow the system. Tibbs is a real strict coach. When you playing for a strict coach in the system, then if they following what he wants, at some point he has to take blame. And
But in fairness to Tibbs,
Mhm.
Fournier was about to turn R.J. Hampton into an all-star. So
I
every
don't
time
think
you
so.
turn,
He was struggling at first.
but here's the thing: every time you turn, yeah, he was missing layups, but every time you turn to figure out why he was getting the layup, because he was blown by Fournier, and that was a problem.
So let me ask you a question. How is it okay for Derrick Rose to let that happen and not Fournier? See, that's my problem with
That's the Tibbs
Tibbs.
guy.
Tibbs
Honestly,
will let
no,
one player do it
they
and then
always
take
getting
it out
cooked.
on Fournier when he should have left Fournier in the game if he let Derrick Rose get beat by
Yes, he
Anthony.
should.
See, that's the same thing we did in the playoffs. Just because we couldn't stop nobody, we was trying to trade points. That's why
Right.
your boy got taken out the starting lineup, Peyton. You know what I'm saying? But Rose didn't stop nobody neither. It was so bad where we got at least score some points. We don't want to get embarrassed. So that's the same thing I saw the other night against Cole Anthony. Nobody stopped him, and he kept scoring, and we scored. Rose scored back, but he didn't take Rose out really. So that's my point. Tibbs is not being fair when it comes to those type of things because of who he has his trust in. But you got to give other guys a chance to build trust as well.
Exactly. Good
Who are
point.
these other
I'm
guys
about to
you're
jump off.
speaking of, though? Who are
I
these
just
other
said
guys
the
you're
Probably
Fournier
speaking
talking
of?
about the rookie.
situation is plain and
Oh, okay.
simple.
I just want to make sure
I got
because I
another
think
one for you,
I
bro.
just want to make sure you're not talking about Sims or any of those rookies. They're
No,
not
I
getting
think
times
Sims.
this year.
No. I think Sims is more for
McBride, they're
like
not getting
tonight
it.
if we may need him in situations where we playing against big teams. But I'm talking about like more McBride. Give those guys a chance if they guarding up like that. I think he could have slowed Cole down because they probably
Thank
know
you.
they in around the same age. You got to try to like
And
know what you went and got those guys for, and then use them. We know we got killed by Trey Young, and we went in the draft and picked up players who we think could help us if we get in that same situation.
thank
This is
you.
what teams do.
Thank you.
So why we're not getting them reps now, early on, playing if we
Eggs.
in that situation? You have to give credit to the Orlando Magic coach, the new coach that's there, the black man that put Cole Anthony in position to do that
Right.
on the floor in Madison Square Garden with the young man's mother sitting right there. You
Right.
know what I'm saying?
And
I
You got
see
to
Freeze,
y'all.
give
that's all
credit
we're
when it's
saying,
due.
Freeze.
I'll
Good
see
point,
y'all
Harwell.
tomorrow
Good
We
take,
morning.
didn't stop
Harwell.
the man. That's our fault. If you get snuffed and knocked out, you're supposed to guard your chin. In any sport, this is how it go. We did not stop that man. We didn't deserve that win. I heard somebody say that it wasn't about him. It was about the guy who hit the shots at the end. My man with the headband from the Raptors who won
Terrence
the dunk
Ross.
contest. Ross.
Yeah.
Yeah. It wasn't about him. He could have hit those shots, but if we wouldn't have let Cole Anthony have all those rebounds and all those points, we win that game. Let's
And
call it what it
assists.
is.
Yeah. Yeah, he set the
Exactly.
tone. He set the tone early.
Exactly. You
Yeah.
got to stop that. We can't stop Cole Anthony, and you said that too, bro. You said that just now too. We can't stop players like that. We in trouble.
Correct. Right.
Exactly.
So my point though is first of all, I understand where y'all coming from. So G, I want to say this. I'm not shifting gears. I just want to say this to you because I know you're going to get out of here, but I had a point that I wanted to get to in the second hour, but since you got to go, the Knicks need a 6'9" wing. Period.
Come on, hey, Freezer,
Yes,
we
we
got
do.
me and
Period.
We got room. We got room. Relax.
I wasn't on this bandwagon until I saw Sunday's game where there was a glaring weakness. It's not even about defense at the point of attack, right? Because we're still holding teams to 40% from the floor, right? If you hold a team to 40% from the floor in one game,
thank God for Mitch.
That's a miracle, right? Because these cats nowadays can flat out shoot it, right? But when you watch the Boston game, you watched RJ Barrett guard Jason Tatum, right? And guess what the other wing player on their team was doing? Lighting us up, right? And then you saw Tibbs switch RJ Barrett from Jason Tatum to Jaylen Brown, and guess what Jason Tatum started doing? Lighting us up, right? My point is, on this roster, we don't have a 6'9" guy. We don't have a tandem that we can guard perimeter players with, right? Because in theory, and I know people are gonna say, no, Uncle Freeze, this will never work. Do you watch basketball? In theory, if you had a 6'9" wing, when you face point guards, shooting guards, small forwards, power forwards, you could take your tandem wing defenders and guard the point guard, the shooting guard, the small forward, the power forward, because no team is going to have 4 guys that are going to be able to score at one time. Most teams have a tandem. Like the Clippers have Paul George and Kawhi Leonard, right? The Hornets have Miles McBride and Kelly Oubre, right? But so my point is this 6'9" wing defender does not have to be a megastar. It doesn't even have to be somebody that's going to disrupt the chemistry. We need somebody that can stay in front of a 6'8" guy, a 6'8" scoring machine. So that scoring machine won't go for 46 like he did the other night against us. So that guy could just go for 20. If that guy just goes,
Harris, be friendly to the Knicks tonight. Tobias Harris,
right?
Be friendly.
Right.
That's the matchup. That's the
matchup. And so the point I was trying to get to with GI is this. GI, I'll be with you on the 6'9" wing defender, the 6'9" wing player. My only thing though is I don't want to disrupt the chemistry, and it's got to be somebody that's gonna be cheap, and have a skill set that matches what we already do.
And the only thing, and I'm gonna be quick. This is a quick, and I'm still got a few more minutes. I didn't get my text back yet, but the only reason I say cheap, I take offense to cheap, because you took a 6'8" Kevin Knox and read him up, and I'm gonna keep saying that. While I'm looking for a guy that looks like Knox, you giving him $6 million to sit on the bench. So I'm saying. I thought it was 7.6. I thought before y'all said 6, so I thought it was $7.6 million.
I thought it was 9.
I'm with you, GI.
So why did they make a conscious decision to give a 6'8" player $7.6 million? And we need somebody at his size and what he does on the floor. Put Knox in the game.
Exactly.
Put him in the game.
Exactly.
But the thing is though, GI is. We didn't re-up him. He's in the 4th year of his 4-year rookie contract.
We could have made a decision. We could have made a decision not to.
I'm with you. Go ahead. Because basically what you're saying is it's about the salary this year. I know what you're getting at. What I'm saying is this though. We could have easily made the move to trade Knox and something for a guy that fits what you and I are looking for.
Yeah, trade Knox.
And they hadn't done it yet.
He's untradeable.
I'm not saying I'm not gonna say
Kentucky.
I'm not gonna say that he's that, because we have assets that we can attach to him that will make him tradable.
Kentucky.
Yeah. Well, we can attach draft picks to Kevin Knox and we can attach draft picks to Knox and make him totally attractive. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's one of those deals. But the Orlando game.
No, we can't. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I got
yeah. Well, okay. Evergreen. I know you want. I know you want. I got you.
I apologize.
No, and so my thing is, so for one, Evergreen G is wrong, right? And two, the fact that we still have the opportunity to go out and get that player that GI, Soulfinger, and myself want. We still have the opportunity to do it because the trade deadline is not passed, Evergreen G.
You forgot me.
I can't be wrong, and the trade deadline ain't passed yet.
Forgot me, Freezy.
Oh, what's up, boss? My bad.
No, I mean, I want that type of player too.
All right, here's the deal. There's nothing.
Hey, hold on. Let me
right
ISO
now.
you. Let me ISO you. Hold on.
Unless you. Peace and love, y'all. Listen. Unless you attach draft picks and a player with Kevin Knox, there's absolutely nothing you can do to make an intriguing trade out of it. No team has shown interest in Kevin Knox in the 3 years that he's been on this team.
I'm so sorry.
Okay, so you need to attach picks and the player. Let's just not get out of this picks issue. He doesn't make enough money for him to be intriguing. He doesn't feel enough salary for him to be intriguing. You need picks and other players added to it to get this guy that you're talking about, this wing that you're talking about, this guy that's supposed to be Kevin Knox, a 6'8", 6'9" guy that can defend. Those guys cost money, and picks alone aren't going to get it because right now we are almost close to cap when it comes to what we have as money to spend. So in order to make that money up, you have to trade Kevin Knox with picks and with another player, maybe even two, to get this magical creature that you're expecting. Kevin Knox's value is too low for anybody to risk him not having another player attached to him. There's a risk assessment that's going on here that nobody is considering. So we're right back to square one with all of these 2K trades again. We got to stop this, guys. I'm done.
Freezy did say he's putting Knox and picks to it, though. He did say that.
Yeah, I was about to say that.
But it's not picks and players.
Money had to match.
Done with picks. The money's got to match, guys.
I didn't hear you say players. My bad.
Yeah, if this magical guy that you guys want, this 6'8" wing, whoever the heck he is, he's making easily $12 to $13 million a season right now. Whoever this guy is, this guy that you want to stand in front of perennial all-star players and guard them to the best of his ability and be somewhat a stopper, at least hold your all-star superstars to 17, 18 points a game, maybe, right? That guy costs money. That guy's going to cost you $12 to $13 million. How much money is Kevin Knox got on the books? On his book right now, he's making $8 million. He's making $8 million, which is what we re-signed Alec Burks and Nerlens Noel to, and they aren't producing the way we need to. They aren't Nerlens Noel's not even in the game yet. Alec Burks hasn't done anything this season thus far, and you want to move Kevin Knox for $8 million, who is a huge risk right now because he hasn't done anything. So you get fleeced. Either way, if you move Kevin Knox right now, you get fleeced on picks, and you have to get rid of a player. So you got to make that money add up to at least $15, $16 million to get this creature that you want.
I say put Knox in the game. Put Knox in the game. Put him in the game.
And that's my point. Put him in the game and let him fail. Let him go through the struggles so that he can potentially become that guy, as opposed to moving him and assets and other players to get this one guy that you want. Sure, it can happen, but are you willing to get fleeced like that in order to make it happen?
So if you put Knox in, then you
I yield the floor. Say it again. You put
Let me say that one more time.
If the Knicks didn't do that last season and we trying to improve, what makes us you think they're gonna put them in this season?
I'm not. Listen. I'm not arguing about what makes me think they're gonna do it. Like,
No, I'm saying in general when I say that, because some people saying
I don't think they are. I don't think they are gonna do that. In fact, I would go so far as to say they're not gonna do that. But what I'm saying is, just expect for Quickly to be in a deal, maybe Burks to be in a deal. At this point,
yeah,
maybe
that make
even
more
Nerlens
sense.
Noel to be in a deal. Like these guys, like it's not just moving Knox. Moving Knox and picks isn't going to give you a damn thing, but Knox fell backwards. You're going to get the same type of player back. You're not getting an upgrade anywhere with just Knox a few picks because the team that you're trading him to is taking a risk. They're taking a risk on bringing in a guy that clearly over the last 4 years has not developed, right? So my point is, just expect
he's a
Quickly to be
throwing
balling.
in a deal. We see that all the time. He's a throwing.
Yeah, but we're saying he's a throw-in, but you guys are saying trade Knox like as if he's a guy. No, the question should be: are we keeping Quickly? Are we keeping Burks? Are we keeping Nerlens Noel? Add in Knox to the deal. Right? Like Knox is not the center of this package that we're talking about. We can't make that happen. Knox has to be thrown in with a deal, not the center of it. And when you say Knox
Facts.
only to get somebody, you're not getting anything. You're not getting anything. So it's got to be Burks in Quickly with something to get this 6'8" guard and add Knox in to make the salary match because he's a low bar player making $7 million, and that's a big cap jump for this year, and he comes off the books. So that's what makes it intriguing. Not Knox's play and the picks, the players that they're going to get something out of. Because they can easily take Knox and take on that $7 million and not have, or the $8 million and not have to worry about it the following season and what they really gained with picks. But they lost their 6'8" perimeter defender guy that you're talking about. They lost that guy that's still on contract. So it doesn't make any sense to just say either trade Knox. Either you're trading Knox players and picks, or you're keeping Knox and you're throwing him in the fire and you're letting him develop and play his last year before you decide not to sign him. I use the floor again.
Yep.
All right. I feel what you're saying there, but I still feel like you're wrong, bro. I still feel like you're wrong, big dog. So for one, the appeal with Knox and Knox's salary, by the way, I was wrong, and I want to correct myself. Right. So Knox's salary is $5.8 something million.
That's why I said 6.
Yeah, you're right, Gi. You're right, and that's what I'm saying. Gi was right, and I was wrong. That's what I'm trying to get to. But my point is, expiring contracts are more attractive to NBA teams than what you expect, than what we would predict, and draft picks are more attractive to franchises than what we give credit for. As a matter of fact, teams will probably prefer those than to a player, because with the expiring money, the money comes off the books. They can go get whoever they want, as opposed to whatever the team has to offer. And then with the draft picks, they can select the player that they want, as opposed to whatever another team has to offer.
That's why Simmons can't get traded because it's not an expiring contract.
Okay, so Freezy, my question to you is, and maybe somebody else in the chat can let us know, how much money do we have left on the books right now to spend?
We're over the cap.
We're over the cap?
Yeah,
okay,
we're over the cap. Yeah, we're over the cap.
Perfect, Freezy. We're over the cap. We're over the cap, right? And this guy that you want to come in is clearly going to make more money than Kevin Knox. Yes?
No, that's not clear, bro.
Be on contract, yes?
No, we can't agree to that because you don't know who that player is.
That's what I was going to say.
Yeah, we have to find that player first.
I don't think we're getting them.
That's what I was going to say. It would have to be a deal in place for you to say before you even could say what he was saying on there. Like, because if they was to make a deal quickly, Burks, Knox, whatever, whoever, Obi, any of those players, then it could get that type of player that we need. And we know that because our team is kind of designed. I already said that a while ago. Look like we set up to make a trade, to make a move for the right player, though. Remember, we stayed put because nobody was available that we really wanted that we could get. We had to pay those same players, and they did that. That don't mean they won't trade them. That's just
Right.
my opinion on that.
That's not 100% true because a lot of times the guys that we want that make us winners, the winning teams that are desperate, that are at the finish line, ready to dash across and lean across, are willing to pay more for those players. So we get outbid for those talented players too. So that's why I just think the time is not right for us.
Right. And the other thing too, I just wanted to make just a point too. It's the reason why we did the sign and trade with the Boston Celtics for Evan Fournier as opposed to signing him outright. Because we were up against the salary cap. It's the reason why, even though we had an agreement in place with Taj Gibson, Derrick Rose, and Nerlens Noel, you know what I'm saying? We did the sign and trade first and acquired Kemba Walker first and then signed those other guys after because we had the bird rights for Derrick Rose. So that's what put us over the cap. But the point that GI and I are making is if this player was easy to find, we'd already have him. You know what I'm saying? So that's it. But that doesn't preclude us from still wanting that player. We still know that that's a need, and I think the franchise knows it's a need also. But the thing about it is acquiring that player is not as. And to what Evergreen G is saying, I agree with that portion. I just don't agree with the portion of what you pay to get them. Or I agree with like 85% of what Evergreen G is saying. The acquisition part is the part that I don't agree with. I think there's still time before the trade deadline for us to find that player if that player is out there to be found. That's what I'm getting at.
So Freezy, yes, I agree. That if that player out there is to be found, I can almost 100% guarantee you that that player is not making identical money to Kevin Knox. So the point that I'm making overall is that the package isn't just Kevin Knox in influx of picks, because as far as our cap, it doesn't make sense. We can't get this guy, whoever this guy is, as far as our cap. So we have to make it up with other players in place. It's not a Kevin Knox and picks thing only, right? And if it's $5 million, then we're already over the cap, right? We're already over the cap at this point due to acquiring Derrick Rose's bird rights and you know the sign and trade acquisition of Evan Fournier and the signing of sign and trade of Kemba Walker. Like, getting a player that costs more money than Kevin Knox only proves my point that we can't make it happen with just Kevin Knox in picks, because we go deeper into the cap, and you're not allowed to do that through a trade. You're not allowed, even whether the contract is expiring or whether this new guy is coming in has got 2 years on the contract. You can't trade a guy that's making more money than the player that you already have when the team is already over the cap. You can't do it.
Yeah, you got to be within 5%. I understand.
Allow you to do it.
Yeah, you got to be within 5. Yeah, you got to be within 5%.
Right. So by the end, all I'm getting at is this player. We can scour the league. We can have the chat scour the league to figure out who this player is, figure out who these 6'8", 6'9" defenders are in the league, and I can guarantee you that all of them, if they're anywhat decent on the defensive end, and they're looking at guarding your Jaylen Browns, your Jason Tatums, your Kawhi Leonards, et cetera, these guys are easily making over $5 million. I would say the average player that's doing that's a decent defender, is making at least $10 to $12 million a year. So again, bottom line is the point is being made that we need to add Knox and other players into the frying pan in order to make the stuff cook up and get us a good player out of it.
That's true.
Okay. Hey, CWC, you've been quiet for a while, bro. What's going on? I know G-Man's got something up, and I hope he don't drop the
I
bomb.
was letting y'all talk. Y'all was talking.
Yeah, man.
I ain't want to interrupt nobody.
So G-Man, do you think that guy is Obi Toppin?
What, that's going to be traded?
No, the 6'9" wing defender.
No.
This is
It
G
can't.
Man now. This is G Man. G Man. You know how they always do Obi. They want to throw Obi away. Obi can't do nothing except be Randall backup and play small ball center.
So Freezy, this is what I'm going to do, right? And this may be unexpected for those that are watching, those that are viewing, and you expect G-Man to go on this whole tangent about Obi Toppin and this, that, and the third, right? So what I'm going to do, I'm going to do two things, Freezy. What I'm going to do, I'm going to respond to the comments that have been made in the last 30 minutes, and then I'm going to get us back on schedule of what the original question was, which the original question was, how do we think the New York Knicks are going to perform against the Philadelphia 76ers tonight? That was the original conversation. We are so far off track right now, it ain't even funny. It ain't even funny. We have not talked about anything dealing with this game that's going on tonight. But I'm gonna get us back to center right now. So number one, all these we are 3 games into the season, ladies and gentlemen. 3 games. Now we're talking about upsetting the apple cart, trading this person, that person, and we don't even have a name as to the person that we want to go get.
Make sure you stay on course now that you said that now. Make sure you stay on course. You be going off course fast. I just want to say that.
Trading Knox don't upset no apple cart. Knox don't get no minutes.
Listen to me. Listen to what I'm saying. Number one is this. Number one is this. When we talk about that wing that we want to get, give me a name. Give me a name, put a business case together.
But G-Man, I asked your question. I asked the question. You don't want to answer my question, just say you don't want to answer my question, though.
I'm not answering your question. And I'm going to tell you why I'm not answering your question, because it's not relevant to what I'm saying right now. I'm not even going down that. I'm not even going down
Obi. You don't want. So Obi is not the answer.
I'm not going down that road, Freezy, because when we throw names into situations, we want to get a reaction. But guess what's going to happen today, ladies and gentlemen? G-Man is not giving you that reaction. What G-Man is going to do.
What about this? Will this give you a reaction? Will this give G-Man for life a reaction?
Nope.
Because
what we're talking about right now has nothing to do with Obi Toppin. What we're talking about right now, we're talking about the 6'9" guy that we want to go out and get and bring him in and be that defensive paralysis of what we need on this team. Who is that guy? Give me a name. Give me a name and a business case to go get him. And then we can have a conversation. But all these hyperboles, who's making
Greenhouse brought up the Knox situation. That's what happened, Sarge. Greenhouse brought up the Knox situation. He loved talking about Knox.
and they got us all out of context as to what the conversation was supposed to be. So this
I thought Hoodie Kev was in the
Jay Boogie, what up?
Oh, Jay Boogie. I'm gonna take you off screen to call you.
Yeah, send Jay Boogie information.
I'm gonna take Jay Boogie. Hey, Jay Boogie, I'm gonna take you off screen, but I'm gonna call you on the telephone.
Hold on for 1 second, man. Good morning to everybody, man. Salute to all y'all great brothers. But the panel is so full. We playing tic-tac-toe with it. I love it, man. Brothers are inspired. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to the chat, man. Y'all so amazing, man. Continue on doing what y'all doing, man. Everybody stay healthy and safe, man. 3 capital S and salute. I just wanted to shout out to the world real quick, Freezy.
Yeah, I gotta tell you something that's important.
Yeah,
it's DEFCON 5.
Yes.
It's DEFCON 5. It's important.
While Freezy chopping up a Boogie.
CWC don't do nothing crazy while we gone, bro.
so while Freezy and Boogie having a conversation, this is what I would say, right? I'm gonna bring everybody back to center because the original conversation is this: how do we feel the New York Knicks will fare against the Philadelphia 76ers tonight in Philly? That's what this is all about. Everything else that we just spent 30 minutes talking about is interesting, right? And very opinionated. So what I'm looking for is actual factual matchup to matchup. Who we think their starting 5 is going to be, who is our starting 5 going to be, and how do we match up? And how do we leave Philly with a W? That's what I want to talk about. How do we leave Philadelphia with a dub? Is it possible? Is that a bridge too far? I think we can get it. I think we can get a win for sure tonight.
We can. We just have to play defense, team defense. And we had to get rebounds, and we had to have point guards penetrate to the hole and take it out, and to the shooters. You know what I'm saying? You can't just keep on shooting threes all night long. Take it to the hole.
Yeah, mid range, man, mid
And make
range,
our
and
free throws.
layups and free throws. See, thank you. Free throws. That's what I've been screaming at it, for the
That's
longest, man.
fundamentals. That's part of
Yeah,
fundamentals. We don't have a bunch of all-stars on our team. You know what I mean? So we gotta win fundamentally sound. And that's what I was saying about more team ball and making your free throws and making the right reads and giving the ball to your teammates on time.
exactly.
So shots could be made. And people talking about RJ or this player or that player, let's call it for what we're seeing. He's not getting the ball, so he's not comfortable to make the shots when he do get the ball. You know what I mean? And then
Yeah.
you hear people giving Julius Randle mad credit for making what he making, but look at how many shots he's taking. You see what I mean?
Yeah,
When you look
gotta
at
get
all of
some.
that stuff, then you really see what's going on. If he was to sacrifice some of the misses to making good assists, then he's making great decision and he's playing a complete game. So we blaming the supporting cast, but we not blaming the corporates of the problem, which is Tibbs and Julius Randle. And it's not about early. I got faith in them. I said it all day last night on our show that it's only 3 games when other people was trying to come down on them. So I'm not saying that it's a problem, but we can't play how we played last game. We have to play more team and fundamental basketball and make the right reads and on time like he did in game 2 where he made great passes. But we can't blame the supporting cast when they miss if they're not getting the ball enough. And that's just how it is. And one last point I want to make is if we can't compete with the superstar teams, right, which to me is getting kind of played out, what we have to do is just learn how to win as a basketball team. And if Julius Randle hold the ball a lot, we're not doing that. He's trying to be like a dominating scorer when he's not going to take us far doing that. If he's not, why should we practice that? Go ahead, G.I., what you said?
Y'all a little too hard on Jules. He is making some
No,
bad
I
decisions.
love him. I love him.
But RJ has 17 shots.
He did last game. Yeah, he did last game.
You can't say that other guys aren't getting opportunities. I mean, there are a lot of other opportunities outside of Julius. We have nothing, and I am thankful for Julius that he understood in order to retire. And Nick, he was gonna have to have thick skin and leave some money on the table. Unlike he did the total opposite. It's on the Knicks to go put a star next to Julius Randle. And y'all want to keep all these guys. Y'all don't want to do no trades, but then y'all want to say Julius needs help. So I don't know how you're gonna have it both ways. Go ahead, my bad.
But they need to get
But some of the guys
RJ in the game more though. They need to use
That's
RJ
what I was gonna
more.
say. Yo, G.I., I'm not even
shots?
looking at just see you keep saying that somebody else did that.
Shots?
G.I., look, he doesn't always get those opportunities. Last game, we're gonna go by that because that's what happened. That's fair, right? But at the same time, we know we're not just going by last game when we talk about Julius or RJ. We going by more. We going by what we know about them. You know what I mean? The same way Julius Randle did that in the playoffs when he was supposed to pass the ball. If we're gonna keep it real, let's keep it real. He's not the player that can bring us out of the East by himself. Let's just admit that. So if he can't, he gotta pass the ball.
Yeah, but the player to get you out of the East with him, but in order to get you out of the East, that player is still not on this team either.
That's not true. We don't know that. Let me tell you why.
And we
Let me tell you why.
We
Can I tell you why? We made some moves, right? Cool. I'm not saying they can win the East, but I'm gonna tell you this. We got younger players that's doing better than Julius Randle did early on in their career. He got hurt early on. But when you look at RJ and you look at them young guys that we got on our team, right? You know why they judging him like that? You know why they put him in that category of because his numbers and what he's doing at a fast rate. He's a very young player. And that's why I wouldn't trade some of them players because the Knicks, we always did that. And we never give our guys a chance to grow and be who they really could be until we see them do it on another team. Now, as far as making a trade, I agree with you. He can't do it by himself, so we need to make a trade, but make the right move. Don't give away RJ.
I love you,
homie,
but I love you, but when you play this back, you just went all over the place.
Okay,
you just went all over the place.
How you figure?
When you play it back, you'll hear it back.
Time out, guys. Time out. So
hold on.
Before we get all into the stratosphere, and again, we're going off the rails. But before we do that, I want to give a shout out to my man Brian Wilford for the $5 super chatter platter. He says, "How would this team look with Robinson, Randall, Jeremiah Grant, Fournier, and Walker?" You know what I'm saying? So you know, that again, that's one of those thought-provoking questions. Again, thanks, Brian, for that contribution. We love it, and that's going to propel us to different aspects of what we got going on with the channel. But guys, I want us to stick to what the conversation at hand is, because the more we have these conversations, when we're talking about what I want to know right now is, what do the New York Knicks need to do tonight to beat Philadelphia at home? That's what I want to do.
You know what, G man?
I already told you, G man.
I'll jump on out there. I'll jump up on that with both feet. First of all, we got to go back to playing our brand of ball, what we played before that got us W's, and that had us on the way to winning. Before we took that L,
passing the ball.
There you go, ball.
That's what I've been saying. Yeah, I ain't all over the place. I know what I'm talking about.
It's been and like I said, it's when it hit round, it stuck because he started trying to take the game over on that. We went away from what one was when we had the 13-point lead. We were moving the ball movement, hustling. Mm-hmm. Then all of a sudden, you flip the script and start playing hero ball. So you put your cape on and you flying through the air, and then you fall like a dead duck. It ain't gonna happen like that, man.
Julius, right?
Yeah. He tried to take. Well, actually, if you really look at the game, they were hooking the apple cart up to D Rose, because he was the one hitting all the three. D Rose, that for one time was carrying the team. He was the best 3-point shooter. Now it goes back to this. I don't know. I mean, I'm all for the three, as people call it, the great equalizer. But bruh, I look at it like I'm taking it as a prize fight. Those mid-range shots are like jabs, man, to get them up off of you. So why can't you if the three isn't falling, what's wrong with taking that 2-point, taking a 2-pointer, taking a mid-range, man? What's wrong with going to the rack? The thing is, for some, it's free throws because you're scared to go to the line, because you can't hit an elephant in the backside with an ironing board because your free throws are off. Free throws are major. I think it's going to be a really big problem for us this season if we don't hurry to get up on top of it. And it's still early on, but we were having that problem in preseason. That's the one thing I kept an eye on, along with rebounding. Rebounding and free throw are big, could be serious problems. Moving the ball is key to this team. It's key to any team, period. But for our team specifically, if you're going against a big team like Philly, we need to move the ball. Don't try to, play physical brand, but move the ball. And if somebody's hot, keep feeding that person, because it's going to be a situational. This is going to be a situational season, especially to compensate with that. Not to bring it back. I'm not trying to get off the rails with it. When we talking about the 6'9", because I said that well before in the offseason that we needed that big brand, that big wing. Period. But we got to move the ball, man. We got to move the ball.
So Finger, I appreciate everything that you just said, and I will not disagree with anything that you just said. But what I will add is this: everything that you just said makes sense as long as the shots are falling, right? So I'm gonna read you guys a couple stats real quick. Last game against when we talk about mid-range shots, right? Julius Randle against the game that we had Sunday against the Magic, 8 for 24. Right, 8 for 24. RJ Barrett, 5 for 17. Evan Fournier, 3 for 11. Kemba Walker was 50%. He was 4 for 8. Derrick Rose was 9 for 16. Alec Burks was 3 for 10. So when we talk about mid-range, I agree from the standpoint that and somebody put it in the chat earlier, if you live by the 3, you die by the 3. If the 3 shot is falling, then we excel. And we proved that when we were in Florida on Friday, when we played against the Magic, and we ran off against this astronomical lead up front. So that allowed in the fourth quarter, you put everybody else in the game, they go out and give them some playing time. Garbage minutes, or whatever the case may be. But the shot was falling.
You forgot Quickly and Obley too, so to come back so I could prove my point, so the brother don't think. Okay, he bounced. Never mind, he left. Never mind.
Oh, okay. Well, just because you mentioned him, I'm gonna say Quickly was 0 for 4.
Yeah, he went nuts. I remember that earlier. He was
0 for 4 from mid range. He was 0 for 2 for 3. And then when we talk about Burks was 1 for 6 for 3, and again 3 for 10 from the field. Obi was 1 for 4. From the field goal, and over 3 for threes, right? So I say all that to say this. understand where we have room to grow and the current personnel that we have on the roster and how to put these guys in a position to be successful, right? Right now, it's easy for us to go off the rails, and which we have, right? We have gone way off the rails and start talking about a whole bunch of different trade aspects. And we ain't even November yet. It's October. We 3 games in, and we talking about upsetting the whole roster to go get a player that we believe that would be
That's not fair. That's not fair.
That's not fair. Listen to me.
Not fair.
I gave everybody a chance to get their voices out there. What I'm saying is this. All I'm saying is give me a name. Give me a name.
I gave you a name.
Who?
What? G-Man, I gave you a name.
You gave me Obi Toppin. Obi Toppin's already on the roster. No.
OB.
I'm gonna need you to do better than that. I'm gonna need you to do better than that. Obi's on the roster. So are you telling me what position? Whose minutes is Obi taking up right now as the roster is currently constructed? Explain that to me.
Nobody, because he's already playing.
Okay, so are you saying that the scheme that we're playing is wrong, and we need to shuffle?
No, that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, G-Man, listen for a split second to what I'm proposing, right? You have an athletic 6'9" freak, right? Can we agree that Obi Toppin is a freak of nature? Can we agree that a dude that's 6'9", 220 pounds, with a 44-inch vertical and maybe the fastest guy at his position does not come along every year?
No. Mitch is a freak, Obi, because Mitch can move laterally, and the fact that Obi can't move laterally takes away a little bit his freakish nature.
Right.
He can go vertically.
He too slow.
Yeah. Now Mitch.
No. You mean laterally, not in a straight line. Laterally, not in a straight line.
Yeah,
I'm saying he can't go side to side well.
Right,
so
right.
Because of that takes away. Now Mitch could go side to side, front, back, up, down. Mitch is a freak of nature. He's the only freak on your team.
Well, I would say this. I don't think that it is a stretch to consider playing Obi on some big 3s and 4s.
The only problem is I saw KD hit somebody with an in and out the other night, and I said, "My God, he'd have put Obi on his backside."
Right.
KD said, "Whoop whoop whoop whoop." And man, let me tell you something. So certain guys, we just not gonna be. We're in trouble, and I just want Knicks fans, because I just don't. When I tell the brother that he was talking around, because on one hand they say we got to share the ball, and on the other hand we say we don't have enough guys here. And I'm saying, okay, yes, you want Randall to be mature enough, but when you see the numbers that those guys took, if Randall took 28 shots, those guys took 35, 40 other shots on the team. He's not he is dominating the ball as he should, but it's not that those other guys aren't getting opportunities. If they're not scoring, we're going to lose regardless. And the next day, everybody's going to say Randall should have played better. Randall can't make
what we saying, Gi. If you're a point guard, right? You supposed to get your teammate in the right places at the right time.
Exactly.
That's what a point guard do. Because
Exactly.
if you give somebody the ball at the wrong time, they're going to miss it because they're not in rhythm.
Yeah,
I respect that. But that's Kemba's fault, not Randall.
Gi, he's right. I feel the same way, because if we giving the ball to Randall and he's playing a point 4, he got to make the right reads. You saying that he could be ball dominant because we losing anyway. I'm telling you, and I'm not all over the place, because this make ball sense. If I'm telling you we can't win like that, we can win playing team ball, and you can't tell me if you're on my team and I don't give you the ball enough or get you in your spot enough that you're gonna always make the shots. And that's the problem. I'm saying the ball too long.
The only reason you were talking around before, because you were saying we got enough to win, but we do need another guy to win. That's what in that same sentence you said that. You did. If you play it back, I swear to you on my mother's grave, my guy. If you play it back and hear it.
No.
I listen attentively.
Explain to you. I said was you was right about I said we needed another guy, and I said you was right, but I said we got it. But let me explain to you, so we won't think I was talking around. You just would have heard me out, and then you wouldn't have felt that way. Because all I was saying is if we make the right move, when I brought up RJ and those players are going at a faster rate than Randall, and you just looking at what he's doing now. And I say, yeah, he's doing good now, but we need another player. I wasn't all over the place because if we make the right trade and we keep the right pieces, that's when I said we could be a good team and we can win that way. I wasn't trying to like throw it off and say, if Julius, I'm disagreeing with you because Julius Randle is shooting too much and we can't win that way. I said that we don't have enough all-star talent to do what he's trying to do alone, but we can win with the team. So how is that talking around?
Because here's where you and I disagree, and I'm gonna leave it at this because it's getting very even confusing for me listening back and forth. The reason Julius is shooting so much because the other guys are missing, and he's trying to play hero ball. But if those other guys hit those shots, we win those games. And I'm gonna get back to the question at hand. In order for us to beat them tonight, we have to shoot 42% from the 3-point line. It's the only way we're going to beat anybody because we're not. That gives us a chance. If we hit threes, then we get a chance to get back on D. That's going to be the only way we're going to set up our D because we're going to play at a faster place than we played last year. We're in big trouble this year versus last year's team. We did not upgrade. I know y'all going to hate Elfrid Payton. I'm not an Elfrid Payton fan. I just jumped on that bandwagon because I like debating with you guys and it's cool. But at the end of the day, you're going to realize that when it comes down to the essence of winning the game, if Kemba Walker is not having an amazing night and he's spending a lot of time on the floor, he's not going to give you much more than Elfrid Payton did because Elfrid gave you a much level higher defense. Good night and God bless. I'm going to be in the background.
G.I., let me ask you a question.
I don't agree with too.
Hey, G.I., Randall is our all-star, right? Okay, the
exactly.
all-star.
He don't make the right reads.
But check this out. The all-star, you get your teammates involved first before he gets himself involved first. You know what I mean? That's what a real all-star should do. Then you could always get your shot off because you're an all-star.
So is that the job of the all-star or the point guard? I'm confused right now. So yeah. I'm really confused right now. Help me out.
Because Giannis don't do that, and Giannis won league MVP doing the opposite.
Help me. Help me.
I say this. We gone so far off the track that we ain't even on in civilization. We like back up in the mountains where the hills have eyes.
Facts.
Unforgiven.
I mean, we down the link.
Hey, tonight we're gonna have a long day. We're gonna have a long night if we're gonna play Grimes versus Massey. We're gonna have a long night because Massey is a dog.
Yeah, I'm just saying, for the overall, man, we done found Bigfoot.
That was a fact. Charlie Ward just said. I got Maxey with 25 tonight. If we defend like we defended Sunday.
Well, yeah, I kind of think y'all wrong on that, but I don't want to cut anybody off.
Rose and Kemba, their defense is terrible, man.
But CWC, a fact is the Knicks are holding.
That's a fact.
No, the fact is the Knicks are holding teams to 40% shooting. That is a fact. Those numbers support that.
Here you go, data.
Yo, Freezy, can I say something? I want to say something back to G.I. what he just said. Now, what the main point that I was trying to make was that, we can't go on like the first 2 games we won because we was making the right passes. We lost a game because we just started going out of what we did the first 2 games. And that's the simplest way I could to not confuse you. I want to just make that clear point to you because that's the easiest way to explain what I was trying to say to you because that's 2 games we played a great moving the ball. And that's what I think Charlie Ward cousin is saying too.
I swear to you, I heard both you guys. And what I'm saying is they missed the shots. When he was making
that's going to happen. It's only one game, though.
And then he took over. And that's only when he goes to hero ball. That's all I'm saying. Is we don't have an argument.
Shot because they not.
We don't have an argument.
I'm not saying it's an argument. It's never an argument. It's a good conversation. It's a healthy conversation. I don't have a problem with that.
But guys, so I feel like I got to jump in with GI on this one because on one side, we're saying it's only one game that they missed shots as a team. They missed 63 shots. And then on the other side, we say, well, Julius Randle can't play hero ball, but it was only one game. So if we throwing out the it was only one game thing, then it applies to both sides. You know what I'm saying? Danny Landis was good.
Uncle Freeze.
Uncle Freeze. What's good?
What's the deal, family? What's the deal? Salute, chat. Salute.
I don't like disagreeing with Hard Will, bro, because I seen Hard Will eat people up in the chat before. I was watching Hard Will's show. I was watching Hard Will.
Nah, me and Hard Will is on point. Check this out. I'm a shooter, right? I'm a shooter. And I'm a defensive player, right? If somebody passed me the ball, and I'll be like, "Hey, give me the ball," and they pass me the ball, and they pass me the ball too late, or when somebody
play ball,
you messing up my rhythm.
G.I., you don't play ball.
You messing up my rhythm.
G.I. played in Rucker Park, thank you, but that's okay. Y'all keep talking. Go ahead, keep talking.
New York too. I'm from New York too.
No, G.I. played in Rucker Park, but keep saying that G.I. don't play ball. It's cool.
I played all over New York.
All I'm saying is,
New York.
There was no argument, but that what you just did is the corniest thing to do. Me playing ball has nothing.
That was a weird
and I actually played in Rucker Park.
See, you missing the whole point. I was saying in reference to what we were saying. If we passing the ball on time, that's what a ball player does, and he can get his shot. That's not trying to say that's just a comment. That's not even bringing that up for no reason. That's a good reply to what he just said, and that's what me and Charlie Ward cousin is saying. And teams don't want to play with players that hold the ball too long.
Keith, I see what happens.
Keith, I see what happens. And I don't want to play with somebody like that.
We come up here.
You know the problem is,
we come up here and make it look so easy that cats just jump up here and just come for us. Don't even know how this game is played. But I get it, Keith. I get it now. I get it.
Hey, but the thing
I will eat you up, G.I. in one-on-one. I will eat you up, son.
Georgian.
Yeah, G.I. You just do a lot of subbing, G.I.
I'm 50, guys.
I'm a defensive player, and I'm a shooter. I shoot almost from half court when I play ball. And you can ask my coach.
Be ashamed of yourself.
I bring my coach.
Right now, you're looking bad. Like y'all look bad and thirsty.
That was a good point, G.I. It's not like that, bro.
We just found a woolly mammoth over in Central Park. We so far off the rails.
Yeah, because the original question, and to Soulfinger's point, the original question I asked Hard Will was, how do we solve the rebounding battle when they have Andre Drummond and Joel Embiid? And it turned all the way in an hour and a half. It turned into
that wasn't that Freezy. I answered that. This went on when you left and everything. You left. We started a whole nother conversation.
The problem is y'all will not accept the fact that I recognize that Randall absolutely becomes a ball hog. And I said, here's the reason I give Randall an excuse for being a ball hog. Because unlike Carmelo Anthony, he said, let me leave some money at the table, because if this don't work out for me, I can say I left money for the table for the Knicks to go get somebody to be next to me. I need somebody next to me.
That's a great point.
Disrespect. And what I try not to do is not disrespect my young boy RJ up here, but RJ ain't ready. There's an opportunity for RJ to step up right now and be an all-star. He's not grabbing. Let me finish.
One person. Michael Jordan couldn't do it by himself.
You just said Julius Randle, and I just went to RJ. I just went to the next players, and I'm gonna keep going down the line. Charlie Ward's cousin. How about we know you? The fact that you're Charlie Ward's cousin is irrelevant as hell. But anyway, number 2. That was number 2. Number 3. Number 3 is this.
Don't disrespect me like
number
that.
Number 3 is this.
Let me tell you something. Charlie Ward is my cousin. Charlie Ward is my cousin.
Yo, G.I. Chill.
I really don't have to explain that to you, G.I. Charlie is my cousin.
Yo, G.I.
That was me. That wasn't Charlie Ward's cousin.
I got G.I. wildin'. Freezy, I did this, Freezy. I got G.I. like this.
Because I would eat you up and boy, and treat you up.
I got G.I.
Hold on. Let me
flag on the play.
Somebody needs to call a check or something.
Everybody, listen. We got this. I want y'all to keep this in perspective, because when everybody start talking, it's less about the conversation and more about how the experience for the viewer turns to trash when all this jumbled audio is coming through.
Wow.
So what I'm gonna ask is for everybody to speak one at a time. And trust, we're gonna give you your time to eat. You know what I'm saying? Just be respectful of the next person while they talking.
So,
You know what I'm saying? We don't want.
Freaky, let me ask you this: Are you on a time restriction today? Because I think what happens is people feel like they have to overtalk each other to get their point across because they feel like they're in a time crunch. So my question is, are we in a time restriction?
No, we just have to overtalk you. That's it.
No, I'm on a time restriction when people are whack.
Okay, I got you.
If you're whack and your point don't make sense, shut up.
I got you. So let's do this. Let's do this. Let me go. I'm gonna go to GI first, and I'm gonna let GI finish his point.
GI needs some time in the corner right now. GI,
hey, look, somebody.
I'm gonna say this. Let me say this to GI.
GI came in here tight.
Yeah, I wanted to say this to GI with everybody, with just me and GI real quick. GI, get your ass in the corner and stay there for like 2 minutes. You know what I'm saying? Because what you said about Charlie Ward cousin is not right. You know what I'm saying? Chill, bro. Because I already know. Listen, I already heard the thing about.
And I can't lie, Charlie Ward was definitely one of my favorite Knicks point guard on the Knicks. So I'm gonna chill, yo. I'm gonna go chill out.
Because I heard what you said about cancers and stuff earlier in the show, and it does apply.
Hey, but the thing is, I want to know because he
tried to come for me too, GI, but it's all good.
Scorpion.
No, I was saying you and I don't have that much of a disagreement, but then you gonna come and say you don't play no ball, and I actually did play a rucker ball.
GI, come on, bro. That was the thing. What I said right on time in reference to what we were saying about passing the ball on time to a shooter. That's all. It wasn't about me challenging you, and you know that. So that wasn't a fair comeback.
No, and I promise you, I never debated that. Julius does not go ball hog, but he only does it after the other guys miss. Look at the numbers when y'all start getting frustrated.
Hey, y'all gotta listen to what the man said.
Like that, bro. This is fun to me, bro. I got love for you, bro.
Go back and listen. Look again at how that game started. Go look at that first quarter again. It wasn't ISO Julius from the beginning of the game.
No.
It was
did we
not.
lose because of that? Did we lose because of that?
Dude, he was pushing the rock to cats. Like, dudes was out there mad lackluster, brother. Like, they was out there like they just knew they was going to win.
Yeah, I said that.
It's only a few of them that came to really play from the beginning. Julius, even though Burks ain't hit his shots, at least on defense, Burks had some energy. Like, them dudes was low energy from the gate. He was trying to get cats going and then went to hero ball.
That's it.
Them dudes wasn't doing it.
Exactly.
Listen to the post game. All the questions is answered there for real. Listen, he was like that. Yeah, we can't come out low energy like that. Them dudes just knew they was gonna win. I'm glad it happened. I'm actually glad it happened early in the season. Them dudes is getting too cocky. I'm the most optimistic.
Yes, sir.
Optimistic New York Knicks winning fan you will find, but you ain't in no position to be playing down the teams at all.
Thank you.
I want to apologize. I want to thank Free Keith for coming in here and having his man's back. I want to apologize to Charlie Ward's cousin. That was a low blow. But if he cleaned one commode over there, you better cut him off, Jeff Freezy.
So
y'all, hey, hold on. Salute.
And I wrapped that all up in. It was one game, yo. Like if we gonna overanalyze every game, we in for a long season.
Can't do that. We can't do that.
It's the way how we lost the game. It's the way how we lost the game
when we losing.
Right. Hey, so SB, how you doing, bro?
I'm good, man. I'm good. Y'all ready for Thursday, man?
We ready for tonight.
Oh, but here you go with the bull.
We do it.
Thursday's a big game, though. Thursday's a big game.
Right, but here's I gotta talk to SB just for a few seconds.
Tonight's a big game too.
SB salute.
So
what up, baby?
We spoke in a few months. So first of all, how the family doing, bro?
Oh yeah, we doing good. Baby growing every day. Can't complain.
Bro, one day they messing their Pampers, bro, and the next day they borrowing your car.
I know, man.
That's just how it is, bro. Trust me, it's fathers up here on this thing, I know. Bro. And trust me, it's one day they can't even hold their head up. They doing a little baby rock with the head.
That's what
and then the next day they doing the baby rock because they got an attitude. the head rock, like talking with their hands and stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, look, she keeps me up all night. You see the bags under my ass. She keeps me up, man.
Oh man. So how do you like the way your Bulls look?
I mean, we look great, man. Lonzo looked like better than what air. I think somebody was put the wrong story out about Lonzo, because this ain't the same Lonzo that I've been seeing that everybody said who can't play point guard, who can't shoot the ball.
I wanted Lonzo.
Yeah, me too.
I wanted Lonzo, so I'm not even. I ain't even gonna
Y'all
hold
didn't
you
get
on that. He's doing exactly what I thought he was gonna be doing.
Right.
Yeah.
Hey, so how everything at work, bro?
It's good working. It's easy money at the station. Click a button, play a commercial. Click a button, play the show. Easy money. That's it. That's just a stepping stone. I'm just using this for some of my resume till I get to the next step. That's it. But it's going good though.
All right. So how's the channel going?
It's good. I'm moving a little. I've been picking it up a little bit because the Bulls started back, but I had to slow down. Baby was more important. Daddy just had to slow the channel.
Well, rumor has it is that you slowed down because the Bulls were trash, but now that the Bulls are winning, you picking back up.
I was still screaming all last year. We was losing.
Okay.
Breezy, I wanted Lonzo too, buddy.
Yeah, man. I think a few of us. As a matter of fact, we were all together at the trade deadline, waiting for Lonzo to get traded for the Knicks.
Yeah. And then I told y'all he was gonna go to the Bulls, but it didn't happen. Then we ended up getting Vucevic, so y'all still heard me screaming on the channel though. You
the Knicks dropped the ball,
and you wound up getting Lonzo anyway.
Yeah, and we still got Lonzo too. Yeah. I mean, y'all got Kemba. I mean, that's something.
We'll trade you Kemba for Lonzo right now.
Nah, we good on that.
Yes. Yes.
We're
throwing a bag of popcorn too.
Y'all still not seeing us though, so you because like we deeper we a deep river over here, yo. Y'all can't run with y'all big guys can't run with our guys for a whole 48.
I mean, y'all like a nice little creek. It's like I want to say a river.
You're right, bro. No way.
Creek.
Yeah, all right.
So SB,
I hope Levine got 48 minutes in him because he's gonna have to stay there. Right. That's right.
But Tibbs had to play our bench too. He had to play our rookies too.
That's all right. He's still gonna have to play. He's still gonna have to play.
I want to introduce you to. I don't know if you know Hardwill or not, but Hardwill. This is SB. He's a Chicago fan, Chicago Bulls fan.
I be cooking people on SB.
So SB.
Nice to meet you, bro.
It's too Hardwill. You know most of the people on the panel, and they the truth. Right, but Hardwill kind of new to Knicks universe, not really, but kinda to Knicks universe, bro. And he legit know his stuff. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, and so if you got the opportunity to invite him to some of your stuff or be on his stuff, man, y'all should
definitely pull up. Yeah.
But so here's the thing. Here's the thing I want to talk to you about, bro. I noticed that the Bulls have a weakness, right, in this interior defense. Right. And I noticed that they also have a dude that is starting to look like a lottery bust in Patrick Williams. Now, I know Bulls fans are going to be like, hey, he's still young, injuries. He didn't get a chance to have a full training camp last season. You know what I'm saying? He had an injury concern, blah, blah, blah. Do you think Patrick Williams is going to be a factor in Thursday's game? And do you think the Bulls will be able to do something to the Knicks on the inside, which is counter to what they've been doing during the season?
Yeah.
No.
I wouldn't necessarily just say with the inside game. Honestly, the Bulls game gonna be a Bulls game. We're gonna be fast paced, up and down, try to score the ball. Complete opposite of what your team is. But the Patrick Williams situation, he's not a bust. He's just in a situation with the starting lineup where he's a 3-and-D guy with this starting lineup. There's too many guys in our lineup that gotta have the ball in their hand. Lonzo need the ball. DeRozan has to have the ball. Zach LaVine gotta have the ball. Vooch has to pass the ball. So it's like in that starting lineup, he's gonna be a 3-and-D guy. But if he goes actually to the bench, which I wish he could go, but we don't have a power forward to replace him, so he has to start. And he's gonna do a great job on Julius Randle when he played the Knicks. Just giving y'all a heads up on that. So if he came off the bench, he would play like how he played in the Summer League when he was putting up like 20, 25 points, but the ball is actually in his hand. And then there'll be a nice dynamic with him, Caruso, and Kobe White coming out the bench, even with Javonte Green. There'll be a versatile lineup. But that's the only thing. He's not a bust. He's just, one, you got to be patient with him. because at the end of the day, we don't ever get none of these rookies patient. It's a lot of good players that took time to grow, like Giannis Antetokounmpo. I'm not saying he's gonna be Giannis, but it took Giannis about 4 years to develop to the player that he is. It's just Patrick Williams just in a position where he can't show his full talent with the lineup that he had.
Yeah, that sounds like early Frank talk.
Early Frank? Nah, we ain't gonna disrespect him, call him Frank. That's a whole different trash. We're not doing that. He's not Frank. Frankie cigarettes? No, we're not doing it.
Patrick Williams. Did you say Patrick Williams is gonna do well against Julius Randle? Did those words utter out of your mouth?
Defensively, yeah.
Defensively?
Oh, wow.
No, sir.
Okay.
Oh wow.
No,
One-on-one, because you I cannot wait until Thursday.
Oh wow.
I can't wait until Thursday. Oh my God, yo!
Stand on it. Hey, Julius Randle ain't gonna score no more than 25.
25. Okay, that's all he got to score. That's fine.
Y'all not.
That's fine.
Wait a second. Hold on.
But I bet you that 25 come with 10 rebounds and 8 assists.
12 rebounds.
I bet you. I bet you, and maybe a couple blocks to boot. Because he's got blocks in each of the past games.
With an L too, though, right? With the L, right?
Man, L that you holding.
Hold on. I'm not gonna argue with the Knicks are gonna win or lose. I don't want to argue that. But you said no. I didn't say that. If anybody knows that captain for the Knicks win the championship, it's this guy. Okay, so let's not get it twisted. But I want to focus on. You just said Patrick Williams is going to hold Julius Randle to 25 points. Yes. What is he going to hold him with a string attached to him 20 feet behind him while he does what he wants? Because that's what he's averaging. That's what he's averaging. You're saying Patrick Williams is going to be a guy on the floor.
That's holding him to his average.
He's gonna be
holding him to what he does.
Yo, Randall about to drop 35 on him.
I was about to say, there's a reason Randall averaged 25 because the nights like Patrick Williams, we just 32, 33.
Hell yeah. Patrick Williams about to be a highlight reel.
Hey, y'all just came out of nowhere like roaches.
How to stop Julius?
Like
Patrick Williams gonna hold him to his average.
Yo, they hungry.
He gonna shoot it bad. He gonna have a bad average though. He gonna have a bad shooting game.
He gonna hold him to his average.
Listen.
If Randall have a bad shooting game, it's because he missing shots, not because Patrick Williams is holding him down. That's it.
Like let's say this, right? Like let's paint a quick picture real quick.
Y'all gonna be here Thursday too after we win, right? That's all I want to make sure. Y'all gonna be here, right?
Oh yeah, I'll be here Friday.
I'm gonna pull up. I'll pull up. So I'll let y'all know.
Well, wait. I'm not guaranteeing a win. All I'm saying is Patrick Williams is not gonna hold Julius Randle, but I'm not sure.
Hey, hold on for just a second, man. I need to acknowledge the super chat. It kind of slipped by me. I had to go and find it. So Brian Williford, thank you for your graciousness, man. Brian Williford says, how would this team look with Robinson, Randle, Jeremy Grant, Fournier, and Walker? I
would love Jeremy Grant.
Yeah, I think that was a good question, man.
Yes.
I'm sorry about missing the super
I think
chat,
Jeremy
man.
Grant would definitely be a good get.
Right. So Brian Williford, thank you for
definitely be a good get.
The contribution, bro. I appreciate that. We appreciate that,
especially now in his career.
The super chats and things go a long way to supporting the channel.
Please.
We trying to upgrade a lot of stuff around here, and we put a lot of work in, man. So the fact that you contributed, man,
super chatter platter.
Yeah, man. Hey, and Paris Duggar, I appreciate you giving me the heads up too.
Paris Duggar.
I was actually looking for it, trying to scroll back through, and I couldn't find it. So I just had to go back and watch the show again and find it. So thank you for giving me the heads up and such.
So Freezy, I had to acknowledge Brian with the super chatter platter early on, which is all good. And you were backstage doing your thing, right? But I want to kind of get this thing back to where the original topic of conversation. And I know when you start days of the week with the same letter, people have a tendency to perhaps sort of kind of get confused. where we talked about a Tuesday versus a Thursday. Right now, I'm interested in Tuesday. And what is the lineup going to be? What are the steps we're taking to get this win tonight? And
Taj is playing.
Right.
Taj is playing. It seems like no. I don't think. Tibbs said Noel might be 50-50, so I don't know. So I could definitely. I definitely think they opening up with Mitch, Randall, RJ, Evan, and Kemba.
Man, look, I'm just gonna say this real quick, man. Somebody give Nerlens Noel some BC powder and get him on the floor, man. This is getting old, man.
I think they understated his original injury.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna say this. I don't want Nerlens Noel to come back tonight.
Yeah, I'd actually rather him not. Yeah, I'd rather tonight not be.
Yeah, you stay on that injury report. Yeah, on that 50-50, you take the injury side and you stay your butt down and you get healthy, because Mitchell Robinson is going to get a lot of minutes, but I guarantee you Taj and Jericho are going to see some play. You put Nerlens Noel in that lineup coming off the bench because Mitchell Robinson's getting tired, and Joel Embiid is going to eat him up like he's been eating him up his entire career. So let's let Nerlens Noel
And again,
stay
another team that isn't as deep. So that means that their main guys is going to have longer runs.
Right.
Let's see.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Hey, can I say something?
All right.
Can I say something? What are the two guys that the Knicks got? The guy from the Spurs, the white dude from the Spurs. He like 6'10", right? He could shoot.
He a two-way player, bro.
He good, man. I saw this dude play. And Amir Smith on
Hey,
Sims.
Charlie, what
What's up
cousin?
with
You also said we had the Luka Vildoza. You say he was going to be good. What happened with that? You want to address that at all?
And also, I'm gonna say that, and then I'm gonna do my Sixers assessment.
I ain't even gonna front. I thought Luka was gonna be all right too.
And you know what? And yo,
He was the hero.
Y'all know my man G.I. That's my man. Y'all know we kind of stick together a little bit. We ain't supposed to. We ain't supposed to be like, we supposed to be professional. You know what I'm saying? But here's the thing.
He be on that shit. I be on. He be on that shit. I be on. I love G.I.
Right. No doubt. And so CWC, Amir Sims got cut in training camp, so he ain't here no more. Yeah. So, but here's the thing I'm gonna say about Philly. So tonight, here's my prediction. Tonight, the Knicks are going to beat Philly by 15 to 17 points.
Yes, I agree.
Right. Hold on. Here's the reason why I say that, right? Here's the reason why I say that. They have Tyrese Maxey starting at point guard, and it would be similar to us starting Emmanuel Quickly at point guard, right? They're both undersized combo guard types that are looking to carve out a role in the NBA offense, right? Maxey can score, right? He can score, but he is not a facilitator, right? And now you put two undersized guards and a undersized three in the lineup. So you go Maxey, Curry, both are 6'2"-ish. And then you put an undersized three and Danny Green on the floor, who only presents a threat on offense on a three-point shot. Right now, you're asking Tobias Harris and Joel Embiid to carry the offense. And the thing is the other guy, what's his name, the center, Andre Drummond, is out with an ankle sprain. So you eliminate rim protection and rebounding by taking Andre Drummond out of the lineup. Now you got Philly on the ropes with little guards trying to get past the defense of RJ Barrett.
Freezy, I think Embiid's going to get tossed. I have a feeling.
Well, and those are the logical reasons.
Let me finish. So tonight, I think you'll see a few things that a lot of you guys have been saying that you wanted to see ever since last season, right? And that is your big bully guard, RJ Barrett, possibly posting up small guards to get his offense going. So you may see that, right? What you may also see is Tom Thibodeau given the opportunity when Joel Embiid steps off the floor. You'll see the opportunity for the Knicks to take advantage of mismatches with small ball, with Obi Toppin and Julius Randle playing some together against a Philly bench that's depleted of size, right? And that's the reason why I say if the Knicks execute a few things like boxing out, because for one, Philly doesn't have outside of Matisse Thybulle. I don't think they have anybody that can guard any of the guards that we have, right? So if Matisse Thybulle, because I think Matisse Thybulle is going to guard Evan Fournier, right? Because Evan Fournier presents the most clear and present danger on offense off the ball, right? He is the wing scorer. He's the wing scorer that if you let him get going, that he can erupt just like he did in the Celtics game. But Seth Curry is not guarding anybody. Seth Curry is not guarding Kemba. Seth Curry is not guarding RJ. Seth Curry is not guarding quickly. Neither is Maxey. So I just wanted to say that, and I'll let y'all get in. But I'm predicting the Knicks are going to beat the Sixers 117-100.
I'm with you on that, Freezy.
Yes.
And in addition to the logical reasons, the very physical reasons that you just gave, I also feel like these cats got slapped in the face by a bottom 2 team in the NBA last game.
Right.
Normally, the response from any kind of playoff team to a game like that is a bigger game the next game.
Come out swinging.
So I expect Philly to really have some problems from the gate for this game. From tip off, Philly probably going to have a problem.
Right.
We will have to shoot really good from the field. So the things Freezy's saying is not only are we going to get open looks, we got to make them. And if we allow Philly to be in this game down the stretch, we'll have a problem with them down the stretch because when you got Joel Embiid on the floor, your half-court offense already dictates what it is. I think we'll have a problem generating half-court defense when Thybulle gets in the game and starts locking down one or the 2 or 3 best player on the team. And then I'm glad you brought up Thybulle because he's going to be big for the Knicks tonight. Early on, I'm worried about Maxey's speed and his strength and creating some kick-out for Seth Curry, whichever one it is. All I know is we don't stop.
The one makes a difference.
Yeah, I know. Well, if we don't stop these guys from turning the corner, we're in big trouble this year.
Right. Or this game.
All year we'll be in trouble if we don't stop guys from turning the corner.
Okay,
we cannot let guys turn the corner all year.
I got you. So G-Man, what you think?
I agree with what G.I. just said. I think that the game that we play tonight is going to be a determinant factor of what we do moving forward, and then how we kind of grow from what we got going on. So if we look at the games that have been played thus far, when we talk about when we were good, it's because we had people scoring all across the spectrum of where they came in and what the role they were asked to fill in X amount of minutes played, right? That's where we were. Where we faltered at was when these same guys are filling these same roles, but their shots stop falling. So when the shots stop falling, what we revert to is what we've always done: give the ball to Julius Randle and expect for him to win the game for us. So we have had an entire year for people to look at how Julius Randle plays the game, and then also realize and understand when the New York Knicks say, okay, I'm going to put the ball in Julius Randle's hand, and I expect him to go out here and win us the game. Teams are smarter than that right now, Freezy. I'm telling you, they are smarter than that. We have not. So when Evans' shot is falling, that duo combination between Julius and Evan Fournier is something amazing to watch. It's amazing, right? But when you have Evan Fournier that shoots 3 for 19, not so much, right? So then what Julius says in his head is, well, Evan's shot's not falling, so I need to take it upon my shoulders to win the game. So he stops looking for anybody else, and this was stated in the chat earlier. So when Julius stops looking for people that could potentially score the ball, we get into this ISO bully ball type aspect, and it's easy for teams to defend because the only thing I have to do at that point, double or triple you, wherever you are on the floor. Right. So I said all that to say this. If the Knicks shots are falling tonight, because we're going to go with the same starting five. It's going to be Kemba, it's going to be Evan, it's going to be RJ, it's going to be Randall, it's going to be Mitch. That's our starting five. How you look at it. That's what we're doing, right? So I think that early on, depending on how these guys' shots are falling, will dictate what we need to do moving forward. But I'm telling you this right now. I am looking for the coaching staff to be able to make necessary adjustments in a timely manner. We can't wait to the third quarter to make adjustments that should have been made in the first half of the game. You're playing behind from that perspective, way behind. So we can't do that.
And one of the things that we gotta keep in perspective with all these game to game analysis is like it's the beginning of the season, man. We gotta let this thing cook, bro. Like we gotta let it cook. Like let it simmer for a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Like let the pieces come together. Like I don't even think that this should be really kind of like, I know we want the team to win, this, that. I want wins like everybody else, but like a heavy evaluation of who definitely is doing what, and the Tibbs' approach to the game, and this, that, and the other. Like we need to wait until like around game 10.
10 to 15. I agree. 100%.
I'm saying like we're doing a lot of over analyzing right now. What stood out to me the last game, and I'm not win or lose, this, that, and the other. Just leave it all on the floor for me. These cats came out like they knew they was gonna win, and I didn't like that. We are in no position. Like how dare you? How dare you? You ain't win nothing yet. Come out playing lackluster like that, like these cats soft, like we just watched them, so like they nothing tonight. Not like they grown men with egos and stuff, like who didn't just get beat by you and but anyway,
they get that's
the you know what I'm saying. That's the only thing I evaluate from that game, and I actually appreciate the game for the lesson I hope it taught.
Okay. That is interesting to what Keith just said, because I equate that, and then I'm a forward thinker, right? So what I think about is I forward think, and then I bring back historical data that supports what I'm thinking about moving forward. Because when you look at a situation to where so this is a back-to-back game. So you just came to my home court and thrashed me at home, right? So what that means is I can't let this happen again. I have to get in my bag and realize what it will take for me to get this W on your court. So when you take that, the back-to-back game we talk about right now, fast forward to the postseason to where you are potentially facing the team for 7 games. They have a chance to analyze what you did to me last game, and then the rest that we got, the practice. I have a whole different aspect as to how I'm going to approach my game time situation in the next game. Right, that's what the playoffs is all about. So everything that we're doing right now is going to perpetuate what we're looking at coming into the postseason, and that's what I want people to. This is not a sprint by any stretch of the imagination, ladies and gentlemen. This is a marathon race. So what we do incrementally is important, Freezy. Don't get too high, don't get too low, but you got to find that mid range to figure out where we can continually improve on what we do on a day-to-day basis.
I didn't do that though, G-Man.
No, you didn't.
What I gave was numbers. And when I saw the show, I gave specific numbers.
You did.
I said the Knicks are allowing teams to shoot 40% from the field over 3 games. That's what I said. But what I can't understand is why you hate Obi all of a sudden.
So
Why you hate Obi Toppin?
So I would
What
never.
Obi do?
Yeah, I don't. Oh, what didn't he do?
Listen, Freezy. This is what I'm gonna tell you, and this is the conversation that was had earlier when we got into the whole conversation about the 6'9" wing and this, that, and the third. Obi Toppin's foot speed has always been an issue for me, and I'm on record for saying that. Right? I'm on record saying Obi's foot speed is a concern.
Obi is fast, bro. What?
He is fast laterally, Freezy. I mean,
in a straight line.
In a straight line, not lateral. So his lateral foot speed is where my concerns are. Because if you watch the game that was just played on Sunday, when Faulkner took Obi to the rack, and people saw that. That was on national TV for everybody to see. That happened, right? And that goes to show you when I talk about his foot speed. Now, if he can get that together and improve on that, then I'm good. I'm good.
Man, Mo Wagner got. I'm sorry, but Franz Wagner got lucky, bro. He did a pump fake move, and Obi fell for it, and Obi couldn't catch him. If Obi had 2 more feet, he'd have threw that thing off the backboard.
If was the fifth, guess what we'd be doing right now?
Getting drunk.
That's right.
But you know what else though? Luck is sprinkled on. Is sprinkled on everybody. You don't know when you gonna.
Man, luck is where actual preparation meets opportunity. Mm-hmm. If you ain't prepared for the moment, then that luck ain't gonna help you.
Yeah, that's a fact.
And so y'all are the ones that's selling fortune cookies.
No,
I always wondered where fortune cookies came from.
Freezy, I'm gonna tell you this, right? I'm gonna tell you this, and I'm gonna keep it 100. I'm gonna keep it 100 with you right now, right? So all Knicks, everybody that's
Obi can't guard big threes, is what you're saying.
So what I'm saying right now is
Obi's gonna be fine, yo. Like people, this is all much ado about nothing.
I can't believe G-Man is getting off the Obi bandwagon.
Listen, I am never getting off the Obi bandwagon, but I'm a realist, Freezy. I'm a realist. I am a realist. His foot speed is a concern for me right now. Now, as much good as Obi does when he's in the game, I love it. I celebrate it. But I'm also a realist to understand that if you put a wing in front of Obi that has a substantial advantage as far as creating his own shot.
But G-Man, that's the same for any defender. Think about what you just said. If you put a wing in front of any defender, and that wing has a substantial offensive advantage,
yep,
the offensive play is always gonna win.
You're right.
It don't matter if it's Obi Toppin there.
You're right. But
Obi Toppin and Jason Tatum are about the same size.
What we're not talking about right now is any other defender. What we're talking about right now is Obi Toppin, and I'm acknowledging the fact that I have a concern with Obi's foot speed, which is why Tom Thibodeau does not put him in those situations to where he can get exploited.
Right.
And that's why I have to applaud Tom Thibodeau, because he understands the skill set for the people that's out on the court when those people are out on the court. Now, I'm telling you right now, there are certain circumstances when I'm looking at this rotation that Tibbs got out there, and I'm scratching my head like, Tibbs, what are you doing? Why don't you have X person or Y person out there for set matchup that you have going on? And that is where I'm concerned about this game tonight, as far as, I know what our starting five is going to be. That there's no question to that. Now, I believe that how we progress or how we fail would be predicated upon how the 3-point shot falls. That is going to be the determining factor, in my opinion. So if Kemba can come out, because he has not come out yet and had a good offensive game. He's been suspect either way, offense and defense. So if he has a better offensive game tonight, that puts us in a better situation for us to go ahead and get this dub, right? Okay. So the same thing with Evan. So there is the eye test tells you that there's a chemistry between Evan Fournier and Julius Randle. Randle looks for Fournier. Randle don't look for nobody else. He looks for Fournier to get his shot off. And if Evan's shot is falling, Randle's going to continue to feed him. And that takes that pressure off of Randle to keep him from having to play bully ball. Right? So when you get into the 5, I don't expect for Nerlens Noel to play tonight at all. I expect for the rotation to be between Mitch and Taj Gibson. That's what I expect for that to go.
Okay.
Obi slander from Sergeant Toppins.
Hey, Gregory Castillo, thank you for the generous contribution, bro. Hey, we appreciate it. Thank you for the generous contribution. And he says Obi slander from Sergeant.
Shaking my head. Listen,
it's a cold world.
This is
indeed.
This is not slander. I'm telling you right now, I have nothing but I'm still Obi's #1 fan. I'm telling you right now.
Used to be my homie. Used to be my ace.
But now you don't know me. But I'm telling you right now, I'm keeping it 100 with you, right? Now, if Obi could thrive at that position, I would tell you that. But I'm a realist. I see what I see. I know what I'm looking at when we're talking about basketball and opponents and where you come at. And then we have to take into consideration also, Freezy, what is the scheme that Tibbs is implementing for this game? We don't know what that is. We don't know what it looks like.
Well,
right? So anytime Obi Toppin is on the court, I can promise you there is no scenario where you in a locker room or in a meeting room in a film session to where Tibbs says the offense is going to run through Obi Toppin. That would never happen. That's never happened up until
actually he addressed that. Tibbs addressed that in the last the last presser after what you call it, like they don't make plays for specific guys to make shots. They make plays, and the play dictates who takes the shot.
Right.
So it's how we're looking at it. Like they're not making plays for Julius. They're not making plays for not intentionally making plays for RJ. Like Cats is not getting their spots where they're ending up are not the most opportune for the play.
So I understand that aspect of it, Keith. But at the same time, I have to say that if I know that RJ Barrett is the best person to make the shot based on a certain circumstance, I'm going to put him in that situation to get him the ball. Understand it's not predicated on a specific player.
Got a celebrity in the house. Ethan, what's good? Sorry about that, G-Man.
Ethan, what's good?
Ethan, what's goody?
But I mean, at the end of the day, I'm gonna sum it all up by saying this, right? Tonight, the Knicks get a dub. I believe that we win by 8 points, at least 8. And I just have to see how things progress. So this is the question I got for you, Freezy. Is it Freezy time tonight?
Yes. I knew you were gonna ask me that. I knew you were gonna ask me that. So we'll come on 5 minutes before about 10 minutes before the game. I have a thumbnail up and all that stuff, right? And so we'll watch the game together. I think it's a national broadcast game. I think it's an ESPN game, right?
I'm not sure. I have to
game.
Let me look at my.
It's Turner, so TNT.
It's on TNT. Let me. I gotta check. I'm gonna check the NBA.
That's what I'm looking at right now. I'm looking at League Pass right now.
It's one of our many televised games.
League Pass.
Okay, so due to national television restrictions,
it's not on League Pass.
Okay. Yeah, so I have to watch it from my phone. I have to watch the TV and broadcast from the phone. But we will be on.
Okay.
All right. Hey, so with that said, everybody, what I want to do is throw a live grenade in Evergreen G's lap and get out of here. You know what I'm saying? I wanted to, because it only takes like a little thing to set Evergreen G off, right? So I think I want to kind of do that a little bit. But what's up, Ethan? How you doing, brother?
I'm good. How y'all doing?
Hey, so how tall are you now? Are you 6 foot yet?
No, I'm not.
Okay. So G-Man, so Ethan is a talented high school basketball player.
Right.
And we expect him to be in the ESPN 250 pretty soon.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, we expect them to be in the ESPN 250 pretty soon. And then hopefully that'll be the ESPN 100 and then the ESPN 25. But we'll see.
No
Ethan,
doubt.
you got work to do, brother. You know you don't just
Yeah, I know.
just skate in there.
I know.
So what is it you want to chop it up about, bro?
Oh, because y'all were telling me that Tom Thibodeau wasn't running plays, but we've been running a lot of basic pistol action and a bunch of old horn sets from last year.
I know that. You talking about in general?
In general.
Okay.
In general,
I know exactly when I saw the horns plays early during the Orlando Magic game, and so I recognized what those were, though, but I think what people are talking about is when they see the plays up to when Julius Randle brings it down and takes a shot early in the shot clock. I think that's what they were referring to.
Yeah, and it's been a big difference in play from preseason to regular season.
Yeah.
Especially schematically, and especially with the Spain pick and roll and 3 different sets of horns. So
Right.
I think Tibbs is actually worried about our backcourt defense and our ability to recover out in transition. Because he was, if you watch the Orlando game, he did not want Orlando to get out in space and push the ball down the court. So he didn't run any not one Spain pick and roll, not any horn sets where the big is gonna crash down and leading to a corner 3, which would probably lead out to a long rebound.
On a miss, right?
On a miss. So he didn't want to, because he doesn't trust Kemba and he doesn't trust Fournier for his backcourt defense. And I said that before, and I was like, Kemba's gonna be a liability right now. RJ already looks dead-legged on defense because he's working a lot. Fournier is a liability too, and I'm not trying to put this much pressure on Mitch to be our second in line.
Okay, all right. So what do you say to this? Through 3 games, through 14 periods of basketball, including the 2 overtime periods, the Knicks are holding teams to 40% shooting from the floor. Do you attribute that solely to what?
I attribute that solely to RJ Barrett's playing good wing defense against an opposing team's best wing, and Mitchell Robinson has done great in the paint. And when we run small ball, he's done great.
Okay. Let me go to my guy.
I'll also add that that was good. Yeah, I'll also add within at least the starting unit that our pace hasn't really changed that much as far as getting the ball up and down the court off of defensive rebound. So there's that as well to still consider. Our pace has clearly picked up a bit with Obi Toppin's play and Derrick Rose's play. So we'll see how that changes up within that 40%. We're a lot better with keeping the ball in the half court and playing out of the half court. So we're forcing a lot of stops but the ball isn't getting really pushed that fast up the court as much as we'd like it to be.
Okay.
Yeah, but Evergreen, just to bounce off of that, we were last in pace last year. So whatever improvement that we have right now, as far as moving up and down, is very great. Because we had in the last 2 games before we lost this game was about 24 points in fast break points. So
absolutely.
So it's way better. It's way better than last year when we were last in pace. So with the guys that's coming on that we have right now and we're running, it should be a good game tonight.
I agree. This is, I would expect, with the defensive matchups, depending on how Philadelphia decides to play, which I assume that they're going to stick Matisse Thybulle on Kemba maybe.
Sorry, Evergreen, I mean to cut you. But my biggest thing is Maxey versus Kemba, that speed.
If it's Maxey versus Kemba, then this will be Kemba Walker's Knicks breakout game.
Well, we'll see. And then I think the next big matchup will be Embiid versus Mitch, and everybody's probably dying to see how Mitch is going to react to Joe and Embiid. So those are the 2 main things for me
that I'm looking at tonight: the point guard matchup and the center matchup.
And
I think,
Evan Green.
I think. Hold on, Ethan. I think the Julius Randle and what's my guy name? Who they always going at it? The small forward. What's his name?
Tobias Harris.
Tobias Harris. That will cancel out each other. And RJ gonna be guarding, I guess, Tybal or whoever the best player is on Philly. So it's gonna be a good matchup tonight.
Matisse Thybulle is a D and D player only. He sucks everything else.
Yeah.
He's a D and D player. Tobias Harris. I'm not sure what they're looking like, but I would liken Tobias Harris to being playing, just the forward, closer to being a power forward with Embiid obviously at the 5. That he's playing power forward, right? Thybulle playing. I'm not Thybulle.
Tobias Harris.
God damn it! What's the dude's name? Tobias Harris. Tobias Harris is playing the 4. So
right, which is barbecue chicken for Julius.
Right.
Danny with the 3.
Right, and you said Danny Green's playing a 3, so Danny Green's a decent defender. So I think him and RJ kind of cancel each other out. So for me,
right.
this is a guard game. This is a game that Kemba Walker and Evan Fournier should really be able to make a little bit of noise here. I think Evan Fournier does pretty well against Thybulle, and if Tyrese Maxey is the guy that's the starting point guard, like I said, this should be Kemba Walker's breakout game of the guard. And earlier, hold on real quick. Earlier, I was pretty I got triggered a little bit when y'all throwing dirt on my guy's name, right? So I need y'all to understand something. I'm from Soundview. Soundview doesn't have much. We don't have much that made it anywhere. So before y'all start talking bad about Kemba Walker, regardless of how he plays, I need y'all to just like mind your tongue, because that hurts a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
Man, we thought you was from
that hurts to the soul.
We thought you was from Bronx River.
No, I'm not from Bronx River. I'm not from Bronx River. We don't do that. I'm close to Bronx River, but I'm not from Bronx River. Right? I'm from Soundview. I'm from the Soundview section of the Bronx. Kemba Walker is all we got. Before the last people that we had between Kemba Walker was Lord Tariq and Peter Guns, and that was
Peter Guns.
a long time ago.
I think we forgot somebody. I think we forgot Seth. Right? Is he coming off the bench, or is he starting?
He's a starter.
It doesn't. Seth Curry's a starter, and that's what I'm saying. That's why I think this game should be a heavy guard game. You know what I mean? I think Evan Fournier can guard Seth Curry. Seth Curry is a shorter version of Richard Hamilton. The guy just runs around and gets his shot off the bounce, off one bounce. He's that kind of player. I think Evan Fournier, he's not going to have a tough time at all. And the guy coming off the bench guarding the wing, is Matisse Thybulle, and he's not really a force to be reckoned with. He's not, he doesn't really have, we don't have any issues with that guy. He's just like I said, he's a D&D guy. So we should be able to eat on the guard end, and that's on all of our guards. Like Quickly should eat, Fournier should eat, Rose should eat. All of our guards should be able to eat tonight. So that's my expectation. Obviously we don't know what, we all know what Tip is going to do. He's going to scream for Julius Randle to get the ball, and he's not going to get mad when Julius Randle does something dumb. So we know exactly what to expect.
But Evergreen, I just want to say something too, yo. I heard they talking about Julius Randle earlier. This was the same Julius Randle that they say holding the ball too much, right? But the same Julius Randle that brought us back in the Celtics game, right? In the third quarter, right? The same isolation that y'all talking about, he's holding the ball too much, brought us back, right?
Right.
But yet, even though we had 34 assists, he had also make the reach. So I have to agree with GI. When these guys are not hitting, of course, Julius Randle is going to hero ball. He's going to isolate. He's going to try and bring us back. So, shout out to GI. I know that wasn't the topic, but I just had to say it because I was listening from since hour number 1, right?
For sure.
So so y'all gotta lay off. Y'all gotta lay off Randall a little bit, right? He is our star. He is our MVP. And as Julius go, the team go, right? Julius sets the tone, right? So once he set the tone and the team's going, we gonna flow. Yes,
Right.
yes, G-Man. I see you itching to say something. Go ahead.
No. What I'm gonna say is this, right? And I understand the point of the conversation that you just made, but this will be my counter argument, right? So last year, what you just said would be permissible, accessible, moving forward. But we legit went out and got people on this squad that precludes Julius Randle for having to do the same thing that he did last year. So if those people that we brought onto this team are not living up to those expectations, then we need to do something different. We need to start thinking in the here and now, because people have had a chance to see Julius Randle playing ISO ball all last year. People have seen Julius Randle become the most improved player in the NBA last year. Do you think they're not ready for that coming into this season? Do you not think that they're not scheming to lessen Julius Randle's impact during the course of a game? This is why we brought in Kemba. This is why we brought in Evan Fournier.
But G-Man, to G.I.'s point, if the guys is not hitting the shots, what do you want us to do? What do you want us to do? You tell me. What do you want us to do?
This is what we.
Hold on, I want to say something. Can I say something on that? Because I was talking with Gi, not to cut nobody. I want to say this: if you holding the ball, and the point I was making about that, if he's not making the shot neither, then even Charlie Ward Cousins said it. Superstars get their players involved, and I said when we won games, he was doing that well. When we lost, he shot.
I hear what you're saying, right? But if they are not hitting the shots too, what do you want us to do?
No, but we're not going only off of this. We going back to where he was. Where even though he played a big part in what we did last season, but everybody else did as well. I think we was winning more with team ball than just holding it, because they already knew what he was gonna do. They shut us down in the playoffs, and it's already known what he does now. So it's easy to do something when you're under the radar and nobody expect you to do that. This is well as we always talk about when we drafted Obi. Even the Knicks didn't expect him to do that, or they wouldn't have drafted Obi. Let's keep it real. I always say that. I don't know if y'all look at it like that, but it's a fact. It's a fact. And he's the first All-Star. So my thing is he has to do that again and again to earn the respect. It's not just how I look at it. He has to earn that type of respect to beat those teams and not keep shooting, because he's not on that tier of All-Stars when you look at it. He's on the next tier, or maybe the next tier after that. So if that's the case, he has to feed more into his teammates, because if we talking about just letting him do that, where's we really going off of that?
Wait, Hardwell, let me ask you this. Because what you're saying in a vacuum makes sense. But in this context, I think it might be off some, right? And here's why. Right? Because when you compare Julius Randle to All-Stars, first of all, everybody that's a multiple-time All-Star had to be a one-time All-Star first.
Yep.
Right? All right. Secondly, Julius Randle has put up numbers comparable to the numbers that he put up last year for 3 straight seasons, right? He put up a 19.5 and a 9.7 rebound season. He put up a 20 and 10 season, and last year he put up a 20, 24 and whatever season with 6 assists. And he was an all NBA and All-Star. But to your point with the All-Star recognition, all these guys that you compare him to, Giannis has a Chris Middleton. Kevin Durant has a Kyrie and a James Harden. And before Kyrie and James Harden, he had a Russell Westbrook and a James Harden. And even in between that, he had a Steph Curry, Klay Thompson. Right? LeBron James has an Anthony Davis, a Kyrie Irving, and guys like that. Right? I mean, even Damian Lillard has a CJ McCollum. Steph Curry has a Klay Thompson, right? Julius Randle has a.
Let me say something to that real quick.
I agree. I understand that. I just want to make one point. I'll pass it right to you. I agree, but I just feel like it took him a long time to get that and to sustain that. He has to. He's not a new guy in the NBA.
Right.
First time All-Star. I don't want to be hard on him like he said too, though, because he is averaging decent numbers.
So
But if we're gonna want
see,
him to carry our team, no, hold on, so we can be clear. Because I like his game, but if we know he can't get us to where we want and he needs somebody, he has to get his players involved as well. A championship team or a player who leads their team through the playoffs, they get their teammates involved well. And when we win, he does that. That's all I'm saying. He has to make the right read.
I get you. But let me ask you a quick question. Let me
say this to him though. So Hardwood, I'm not knocking what you're saying, because in theory I agree. Remember, I prefaced it in the beginning, saying, you know what I'm saying, in the back, you know, blah blah blah. But those guys that you said, those stars get involved. Those secondary pieces have names like James Harden, Kyrie Irving, Klay Thompson, C.J. McCollum, Anthony Davis. Julius Randle doesn't have those type guys, so he has to take certain things upon himself, because RJ Barrett ain't ready.
That's a fact. And let me just say this to you, Hardwell, right? You say you play ball all over New York City, right?
Yeah.
Right. Yep. Okay. So I know in one of these pickup games, you felt like you was the star because your boys and them wasn't hitting shots, right?
Yeah, I'm listening to you. Facts.
Right. So therefore, you're going to take all the shots for you to bring back your team into the game, right?
If that's the situation, yeah. I think just in this case, it's more situational.
So there you go. Yeah. So you can't really say Randall is being a ball hog like that if your boys ain't hitting the shot.
But we going off. Look, I'm going more off of more than what we did this season, just in general. If we're gonna change with these pieces, he has to pass the ball more. That's all I'm saying, because they added pieces for that reason. And that's what Sergeant Nick just said. G-Man just said the same thing. We put pieces in here to try something different. It looks like the same thing. And y'all can't see that?
Yes.
That's part of my point, too.
It doesn't look like the same thing, because we did get shooters and Evan Fournier, they come in 2 games. Mm-hmm. But what I'm saying is, when it's time to share the ball, as Thibodeau said, you got to read the game. The game going to come to you, and you're going to make the right shots. Mm-hmm. So basically, what I'm saying is that, you know, it's going to be time when it's going to be ISO, and it's going to be time when we need to share the ball. And with that being said, I gotta go back to work, fellas.
Me too.
Y'all
I gotta
having
get
a great
out
conversation.
I agree with that.
Y'all boys be good. I'll be listening. Peace out.
Hey man. Hey, peace, Stephen. Hey, so Staffordon hosted the Knicks at Night podcast Saturday night, man. He did his thing, bro. Staffordon talked for 100 minutes straight, bro. I ain't never seen nothing like that in all my life. Staffordon is a G. You know what I'm saying? I jumped in to help, bro, but I was merely in the passenger seat, bro. I was in the passenger seat, just controlling the radio. Make sure the driver had good tunes on the radio, bro. That's all I was doing. Hey, Evergreen G gonna jump in real quick.
So I'm curious as to how many games it should take for 2 new players who've entered into the starting lineup to acclimate to the rest of the team. As of right now, I believe that everybody's expectation is, because Kemba Walker was an all-star player, 2-time all-star, and Evan Fournier really solidified himself over the last 2 seasons or so with Orlando, that the expectation is that Julius Randle, the guy who, you know, pretty much transformed this franchise into something reputable, Julius Randle is already, even Tom Thibodeau, that right now is a time where he must defer. And not for nothing, if you look at what has happened since the dawning of the All-Star game last season, Julius Randle has been the guy who's, you know, leading the team in distribution and things of that nature. And you know, just to re-echo what G.I. is saying, or what G.I. said, like, the hero ball, the one-on-one basketball, it doesn't come into play until Julius Randle realizes, okay, something's not good. These shots that I'm putting these guys in these positions to get, these shots aren't falling, right? So so we can't sit here and say it's the same exact thing as of last year. I mean, you could say that. I think it'd be a little irrational to try to force it to apply at this point in time, just because we're only going on to the fifth game, right, or the fourth game. So how about we give it time, right? I mean, I know we're notorious for overreacting. Give it some time. Give it a game. I would say maybe even game 10 we can start complaining about it being the same thing. If it's game 10 and we have a losing record, it's Panic at the Disco.
So yo,
But for
why
now,
your boy Kemba not bringing the ball up? That's a quick question I got for you, real quick.
I got you. Guess what? I don't know.
See,
know.
that's my point.
I don't know. But the point to say that Kemba is not bringing the ball up, and there's a difference between Kemba not bringing the ball up and Kemba's not bringing the ball up every time, right? This idea that Kemba doesn't bring the ball up is preposterous. Like, he does bring the ball up. What you see is whenever you want Julius Randle to not be the guy in control, it's almost like when you drive a Honda Civic, right? You drive a Honda Civic and you see another Honda Civic, you see 30 of them all the time, right? When you don't want Julius Randle to be the guy controlling the ball, and he brings it up one time, it's Julius Randle's always got a ball in his hand. No, that's not true. That ball is brought up by many players. Anybody that can control the ball brings the ball up. And the only person that's not bringing the ball up on a consistent basis is Mitchell Robinson, right? If we get a long rebound and someone grabs that ball, if it's RJ, he'll bring the ball up. What we should be asking is, who is setting the play? That's more important. The ball gets across half court and there's no defensive pressure and no one's stolen the ball. What are we complaining about? We should be complaining about who initiates the play, who's pointing where to put people in their spots. Okay, now let's set up. That's what we should be worried about. Let's not worry about the very simple task of dribbling the ball across half court, because that counts as bringing the ball up. Yes.
Okay. I think that yeah, that one right there. You know, Evergreen G felt like he had to clarify on that, but you know what I'm saying. I'm so Evergreen G. Did you freeze? Yeah,
no, I'm here.
Okay. Yeah, man. Hey, so Ethan, you want the rock, right? Choplo, what you doing? Choplo must be parked. G-Man, 720.
Listen, Freezy.
You up to 720? You down? You want to rock?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So 720. I'll jump on, but I can't. I won't be able to stay on for the whole time because I got to be in by 10.
I got you.
Right. So what we'll do is we'll jump on 720, do the play-by-play. I'll be doing it from my phone.
No doubt.
Right. And then what we'll do from there is once the game get late, I'll dip out, and then if y'all want to rock and roll for like 20 or 30 minutes and close out, then we'll be good there.
Kind of what we did with the Orlando game.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I got you. I'm with you.
Hey, so let me peace out so I can get something to eat. I gotta go get something healthy. So G-Man, so I think I'm down about 6 pounds. This boxing thing is real.
No doubt.
This boxing thing is real.
Congratulations on getting that fit thing in there, right?
Yeah, man.
As we get up in age,
congratulations.
Up in age is hard. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man. Hey, and so I did some shadow boxing, and the thing I realized is I can still sit down on punches. I can still, get down on punches and stuff, bro. But them arms be burning when you talking about throwing multiple. Yeah, man.
Yes, sir.
So I gotta work through that. But anyway, everybody, we gonna get out of here. Next time Ethan gotta talk when he come in here, bro. Because Ethan just come in the spot and don't say nothing. So, but
Freaky, before you get out of here, I'm gonna give a shout out to who you got up on the screen right now. To my man, my mellow. You know what I'm saying? The dude that I grew up with, that got me through some tough times in those virgin years in the military. I'm out here in Oklahoma where
that ain't him. That ain't him.
That ain't him.
No, that ain't him.
Okay, never mind. I ain't gonna get on my soliloquy there. I'm gonna say that for the real deal. You know what I'm saying? But I say all this to say that, ladies and gentlemen, it doesn't matter what your status is in life. I promise you, when you have conversations with people on a day-to-day, you never know how that impact is going to just settle on that person's soul. You know what I'm saying? When I talk to Freezy on the day-to-day, sometimes I lift him up, sometimes he lifts me up. You know what I'm saying? When I talk to Soulfinger, it's the same thing. You know what I'm saying? That conversation is what drives the things that we do. So, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, you could be anywhere else in the world, but you're here with us this morning, and we appreciate your patronage. Hit that like button and let us know that beat the like button up. You know what I'm saying? Let us know that you're enjoying what we got going on. And all I'm gonna say, Freezy, from there is if you show up at 7:20 tonight, you're late. No, you're late. If you show up at 7:15, you're on time. Look, be on time. So, because we gonna get this thing on, and
we hyped for this Philly game, bro.
Well, look, it's that rivalry. Philly against New York. Come on, football, basketball, hockey, however you want to look at it. It's that rivalry. You know what I'm saying, Freezy?
Yep. All right, y'all. We out of here. I'm gonna go get some lunch and lay it down. So I'll holler at y'all later.
Be easy.
Hey, Soulfinger, Hardwell, Evergreen. We need to see y'all more. What's the deal?
Definitely.
Facts.
Definitely.
Well, yeah. So Soulfinger, you Stappadon was on. He wanted to talk to you about something, and so but I'll send you a text about that later.
Okay. Yeah. Sorry that I had to step off on a call, but yeah, I want to wrap with Stafford D.
Yeah, man. All right, y'all. We'll holler at y'all.